All right, welcome for joining us. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it for Group 9, Session 11.
Ooh, cheers. We made it
Yeah.
past session 10.
Session 10. Okay. So we do on the last session, we spent some time in the Orilla dungeon. We actually looted the treasury room after numerous amounts of mishaps and other things that had occurred, triggering the tramps, trying to figure out how the inner workings disarmed the trap, then eventually found that the mechanism for activating it was a time type thing, and that was inside the sarcophagus, and also had to relate towards the door being opened, right? So there was this complicated mechanisms behind it. Regardless of that, we got away with some very, very just a lot of loot, right, for this little place in terms, and this makes a lot of sense when you think about Arillo as powerful in terms of now coming into nobility, then being a noble house in Lathan, so kind of along the lines that this is Arillo's like private stash, the hoard kind of thing. I also want to make a note that with this game, in terms of values of coin, right? So things will be kind of inflated and such. So even though it might seem like a lot, some of that stuff might actually not get you in terms of the higher rarities. We then went to Pelus, went to the field house. We told Pelu basically what happened. I don't think we really left out too many details there. And so Pelu, and from that conversation, was really on board, right? They were kind of maybe a little bit at first being kind of scared that you were going to do something to them, but then they're like, oh, no. I'm just Pelu, and yeah, that sort of thing. Then we had a little soiree, had a fun night. Yeah. All right.
Some more than others.
Some more than
others. It was
others.
A good time.
Yeah.
Good workout.
Yeah. A little bit of tidbit that happened to Pelus is that Kane and you took Ascending Stone, and that Pelu had confirmed that Elise had come by to pick one up and then said they were leaving. So nothing really more to be said about that. Then we took the head. This is why we're here. We went back into the Harak mine. We took the head of the Duke and we had provided it to them. They then escorted you all into the Strongola, which is the stronghold here. Not in the actual Dark Abyss, not where these creatures live, but it is an in-between space. And it is essentially kind of underneath where the surface world exists and above where the Dark Abyss world exists. So these creatures are still, especially the Prince, I think you've earned respect, and that's very notable by the way they've been inciting. In fact, what we kind of left on, right, was getting information to reward, right, for the head. But they're still skeptical, right? They're still foreigners. They're not going to allow you into their city. They're not going to allow you further into the Dark Abyss from this place unless you kill them all. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, we'll see. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to get the ambiance going, and then we're going to get to the question, what do you know of the Master of Dragons? Because that's what they left up on. 1 second. All right, Sun Pons, you see as the Prince Brawl Stonefist with the head draped onto their stone throne, rusted in jewels. Into the armchair, that head. So they ripped out the tongue. It's one of the things they did prior session. Waggled it around, placed it neatly on top of their head. They've leaned forward, simply has stated one simple question. What do you know, the Master of Dragons? The hands put together, leaning forward, sitting on their throne.
That is a complicated question. So we don't know much,
I guess we'll start at guys. Where's the first place we heard about him with the creatures on the boat? I guess, and the conch shell, the seashell.
Sounds about right.
And then, so we had the seashell that said the master dragons command you on a bunch of guys who tried to kill us while a dragon was attacking. And I found a note in the Duke's drawer that said, or it was an alliance or an agreement with the Master of Dragons, and that's when we found out his name was Damodar. And then we had a dragon attack us in the town. That I guess, what was it, Pip? The third time now you've talked the dragon down from killing everybody.
Yep, they call him the Master of Dragons.
And I don't know. Did I Donlin or Kanan? Did I miss anything in that? I think that's kind of the summation of it all, without going into the longer stories.
No, that pretty much sums it up. Fuck that guy.
Jeez. Prince leans back. I was born 7th in my family. And I have never seen so much turmoil as I have the last 8 years. Because of this powerful me. I will be short of your reward. In the Strongola, thanks to my mind master, the words we speak are protected in this room and our minds. An alliance was struck with my father, King Thom Stonefist. Damodar had promised riches, glory, and revenge. This was the words that was spoken in Yolinja. It was not the words spoken in the palace. Damodar's power overrules our psionic abilities. They hold with them something otherworldly. The King Thom could not resist. It is true that this Damodar will give us riches, glory, and revenge, as you have seen, for in the last years in this alliance, we have worked through network and tubule, magma chambers to reach your surface, to wage war against your mind. But this is not just one. No. There are others. My instructions were clear. To destroy the Harak mine and kill anyone that would stop me. Honor and duty far outweighs any alliance that was struck out of blood and threats. As 7th, I was not groomed like my older brothers to govern Julia. I was instead raised to be a commander, Stonefist's armada. And over the 230 years of my life, I have trained and fought in wars against others of my kind and other creatures. that would press upon the Jeweled City and our territory. I see the actions of Damodar as the actions of a usurper. I would not state that my family is weak, but they have bent the knee when they should have struck. Regardless of their fate. For I have met an end numerous times, and thanks to my Mind Master, put back together, and my mind reconstructed two bodies. Part of this agreement to wage war, not just an alliance with Damodar, but their other ally. I was only privy to one, a Duke Umbrian Orillo, who was said to stop any obstructions in our mission. They were a traitor, for they moved in secret. What you have seen in the Harrock Mine are only those soldiers I wish you to see. We have spies in your village. Creatures that can go where you cannot. We had captured some of Arillo's servants that spoke of summonings and cults, power, demons. We broke their mind, and we incinerated what was left, giving track and trail for whoever to follow. They had fled through the pass to brighter futures. The tunnel you observed in the mine is just one of our entries into the server. Or other. There is a name, this dragon. Ithrin. Damodar had flaunted their name in the palace, and other dragons. It is not that they are master of these dragons. They command these dragons.
So what end?
I do not know. That wish I did know. I fear that this powerful mage can bring ruin to Jolinja. But they have ambitions. My logical mind sees it as insignificant. They would cripple something that could not get to them. Not yet. My reward to you is this. We will not attack your mind any longer. We will ensure our spies are brought back. And we will hold fast in the stronghold, keeping communications with the rest of my armada and the palace, that all is as it should be. And if the fate is met with death, then so be it.
Oh, thank you. That's all we needed to hear. But as much as I appreciate all of that, and I really do, just a little one more question, if I may. Since your family is like connected to this dude, Damodar, you know the best way of getting to him?
Powerful mage use teleportation and other methods of travel. I do not know where they are. If we ever had need to communicate, it was through Ether. My task was to communicate through the Umbrian Aurilla, and they to Ether. Chain of command of sorts.
So he can communicate with dragons too, then? The Duke could have?
Communicate in what way? Duke did not speak with their mind like we.
Isn't. You said he spoke to the dragon, right? Isn't that the dragon's name you said?
Ether.
Correct.
Do
But
not
how did he
know
speak to the dragon?
by a common tongue. How would you
And the
speak to a
dragon seemed to listen to him?
Yes. I did not see this, only in the glimpses of Aurilla's mind, through my messenger.
Does this dragon happen to be big, cute, kind of white, kind of scary looking?
Are you asking me for glimpses of faint memory of what this looks like? Yet you just told me that something had happened to... Yes?
Yeah.
We've seen a couple dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
trying to
that's
see
our
what
confusion.
You
I'm
were
trying to
trying
see
to
what
know
kind of.
if this Ethrin is what?
What type of dragon? What color?
The glimpses of the memories. It was a white dragon, frost and cold.
Hey, I met him then. Yeah. Cool. Cool.
Is there anything that, I mean, I guess world destruction or power over the world, but what is Damonar trying to accomplish? Do you have any ideas? Since your family seems to have interacted with him.
They had hatred for the Tau Thars. I would assume they move against them, but it is strange that they do not cripple them. With the might dragon, I would lay waste to your surface. There would be nothing left, and I would rebuild on your ashes. Yet the Master of Dragons does not. which would assume that there is something else beyond just hatred. And war against the Talthar.
So there's something stopping him from completely taking over with dragons. Doesn't sound that bad, I guess.
And I'm guessing part of his idea to cripple the Talthars was to have your family tunnel into these mines and stop any type of production coming from them.
I would assume so. Your iron ores value to your pathetic ore. Weapons.
That makes sense.
Could also
I mean, you guys
to
have
distract us.
better weapons than iron?
We do. We use a material known as dark steel. Stronger. More malleable.
You got any extra laying around? Just curious.
I highly doubt it.
Are you requesting this as an addition to your reward?
Before Donlin answers, because I think where Donlin's going with this one, it would seem to me that we, although may not be friends, do have a common enemy that we want to see taken care of. And as you said yourself, I'll pull out a dagger and kind of flip it in my hand. All we have is these measly iron weapons that you pointed out. Might help us a little bit to have some better weapons. And I know Donlin carries like a weapons rack on him with all kinds of different stuff, but I think some of his stuff is pretty weak as well. He could probably use something better. Am I right, Donlin?
Yeah. And I just like making shit. Taking care of a weapon, it's like gotta treat it right.
You enjoy defecation.
I don't know what that means. I just like making stuff.
Hold up.
He's the prince.
So I don't think it's a
Leave us
demand,
back.
Prince.
Then if it is not a demand, it will not be.
Okay, then
Dark
it's a demand.
steel should not be in the hands of service dwellers. It is an ore, material, difficult to find, cultivate, to mine. If it is a demand, state your claim.
Yeah, I want some.
That's a pretty
I
convincing
demand-
argument.
I demand some dark steel so that we can help get rid of Damdar.
That is the only argument you have. It's better weaponry against the Master of Dragon. And I have already
Was it-
described them as a powerful mage, otherworldly power.
So that may be true, but you can't tell me that he doesn't have other people like the Duke around that we'll have to deal with as we find out where he is, where or how powerful he is, and figure out a way to beat him. Once again, all we have is iron.
Roll persuasion.
I probably should not be the one talking during this.
Send it.
You're the one talking.
You said it.
You gotta say it. You're the one. You're the main argument.
Yeah,
That sums
Oh
it up.
my god, man!
Solid.
My rolls continue. I'm on a hot streak, guys. On a hot
Look
streak.
forward.
I feel it.
Seems you have dealt with the Orillo and their servants with your steel just fine. I will give you this, though. They take off a gold amulet, an odd white gemstone around the nape of their neck, underneath their plate of armor. I won this on my second war, slaughtering a prince. It is common in our traditions. Pass over tokens of battle. You have given me a head, and I will give you this. Stand up from the throne, walking forward onto the stairs, hold it out to whoever would take it.
Does it look very familiar to white gemstones we've seen before
Make a
with
perception
somebody?
check.
All right.
The white
All right,
stone
guys.
inlaid into the gold
I'm
amulet.
going to mute myself for the rest of the night.
It has a glass casing over this amulet. It's been neatly done by jewelers, masters of runes. The amulet itself, in terms of the gold, is high quality. The stone, though, it's difficult to tell, even with this close distance.
I mean, if no one else is gonna take it, I don't know about that other stuff you guys are asking, but I'm all down for a fancy ring.
Towards you and places it into your hand, letting the chain fall down to the palm. As soon as they happen, they begin to mutter something in that guttural language, translate to common. Bound by honor, blood. Go back and they sit down on the throne.
Nice. He understood the blood and honor thing. He said that was in common.
Translated to common, yeah, for you. They said it in their language, and then they translated it.
Okay. Flips like, yeah, awesome, and then turn around. Fuck. Thanks, old Prince. One more thing, and as just going back to the dragon thing, since the Duke is, you said you never understood how they communicated, but the Duke is the one that communicated with the dragon. Do you know of anyone else that can communicate with them like the Duke, other than Damodar himself?
No.
Very well. Alright, you guys got anything else?
Can I fight one of your guards for some dark steel? Can I take their dark steel if I fight them?
Ooh.
I wouldn't worry yourself
That-
too much about it, Donlin. It certainly didn't
The
seem
prince
to
claps.
help those that we faced before all that much.
Rava!
Oh, fuck.
One of the guards steps forward, motions the hand. Roll initiative.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Everybody or just Donlin?
Just Donlin.
I was gonna say. I
And
didn't sign
stand
up for
back.
this.
You about to beat your ass in the next week.
All right,
Hell no.
Donlin, don't move. Everyone else can move their tokens. All right, Donlin, you're up first.
All right, so what's the rules here? Is like magic runes available? Not like magic, but like.
No, the rules were specified.
Shit.
Well, I'm going with an anything goes. This is arena style combat.
You know the rules, and so do I.
So we are going to. How big's the roof? These are dwarves. This roof's not going to be very big, is it?
Oh, it is big.
Oh, is it?
Well, it's 12 feet. It's described in the statues. The marble reaches up. Yeah, it's tall.
All right, cool. We're going to grow. We're going to walk up to our friend here. Gonna
Make sure
pull
you hit
out.
the right one, not just a
the-
bystander.
I mean, I'm assuming it's the one that stepped forward.
All right.
That would be
Uh,
so funny if it wasn't. It was one of the ones that stayed in the back.
They are
Smack somebody in the
they are
back.
gonna take the reaction to attack you with a pike upon getting into 10 feet of distance.
That's fine.
They've got Sentinel.
They're gonna hit you with a 23. You take 25 points of bludgeoning and psychic damage. It's your
Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, I'm pulling out the Bane of Barry Thone. And we're going to do the thing. We're not going to do the thing.
11 does not hit. They raise the pike, spinning it around, lowering their shoulder down, which is heavily plated as you bash the Bane of Barry Thune onto the heavy pauldron of their armor.
Those bonuses aren't great. Oh, it says I'm not proficient on it. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead and edit the item for you. Sometimes you traded it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes
mhm.
that happens after a trade. It will remove the. Let's see.
All right. Well, we're going to swing it again.
Second attack is going to be a 25. Will hit. That deals
All right.
16 points of slashing damage.
We are going to Fire Room.
All right, they're going to succeed with a 16. They're going to half the 6 to 3. You know, it's going to be the after effects. If I remember correctly.
Yep, that's fine. We are going to Action Surge. And we're going to get a couple more swings up.
All right, 20 is going to hit. That does 20 points of slashing damage.
Damn.
Pip is just gonna mutter, I looked better with a sword. Just saying.
20. Come across, swing it through. To take the hit through the gut, the second attack comes straight through the center point of the chest. You see them topple over dead. See the combat.
Deuce,
You might
if
have
it
just
was not
knocked
for
them
Action
out.
Surge,
Oh, yeah, no. If it
If it
wasn't
was-
for Action Surge, that bet would about fuck me up.
You see as the prince stands up and claps.
I'm clapping over there too behind his
Yeah,
blind.
Pip is gonna start clapping as soon as he sees the prince go
See as the prince motions for the mind master. The mind master begins to come up to the body. While the prince's guards on the other side leans down. Sees the mind master begins to move the hand over the head. Purplish energy begins to form, entrancing into a ring on their finger. Begin to turn around, walking back to the prince, kneeling on their feet. The prince's eyes go white. Then, after a few moments, comes back. They come to their perch at the stairs. Its guard turns. The spoils are yours.
I hope that was satisfactory. I know it was pretty quick. Normally I put on more of a show than that, but
No,
Greg's
he
pretty
did it
strong.
quick.
My guard has been trained since birth. Be my direct protection. I have known them since they were born.
oh,
Yeah, it checks out.
But do not feel any remorse, for their mind has been spared. A new body will be given. In fact, 2 of the 4 you see, those were not their bodies of old. This is our way.
What becomes of the original inhabitant of the body?
They have been deemed unworthy. Common punishment in our culture and tradition. A law sentencing them to imprisonment. Often, these individuals with crimes and their sentences serving them for lifetimes will graciously give their bodies so they may prove some honor to your Incha.
If this Mind Master is the one responsible for all the transferences of minds, even your own, as you have stated, how can you be sure that the mind that ends up in this body is still truly yours and has not been altered or affected in any way?
Motions for you to come forward.
I'm gonna loot the body while all this conversation's going on. By the way.
All right, there should be an item pile, so you should be able to just
Is
be able to
there?
click on them. Yeah.
Oh, there is. Sweet.
I'm walking in the stairs and look down upon you. Hmm. You speak of is the sixth passing in our religion. A deity. Some follow it, some do not. True believer. They have faith. The mind transferred is their own, uncorrupted, untarnished, and not infiltrator, placed. It is difficult to speak of these things to surface dwellers, for they do not understand what binds us to our people. Not just law, by oath, it is by blood, of tradition that spans life, times, and lineage. But it has happened. Those that were of not true belief did not see the ways they have moved against. Even my father, King. Inquisition. That moment is paramount, so their infection does not spread.
Faith can be a powerful thing. It can also be quite dangerous.
Are you someone of faith?
Indeed, I am.
I recall. Where does your faith belong to?
My faith is in the almighty divine light of Pillow.
Then would you seek the righteousness of your God?
Absolutely.
And do they have tenets that forbid you anything?
Certainly.
What can you tell me, then? True believer. Does your God always give light in the dark?
Indeed, he does. But light is a funny thing. It can be bright, illuminating, warmth, healing, or it can burn like fire, chase away the darkness, sear upon the eyes, and blind all of those who would stand in its way.
And who decides where the light shines, then? Do you decide that?
In and around my general vicinity, most days, yes.
Do you have faith that it is pure, honest?
I have faith that it serves me and my greater purpose, in so much as it needs to.
The prince pulls back and sits down.
Okay, that was. I think we've took enough of your time, Prince. Yeah. Unless you want to fight round two, someone else, Donlin.
Donlin's gonna like roll his shoulder back like that one fight took everything out of him. Nah, I'm good. They're strong. I got what I wanted.
And we are done.
All right. Well, thank you for your hospitality. He's gonna look at this guy. Be like, one day I want to learn your secrets, dude. Kind of creepy, kind of cool.
Looks towards you and has a half toothless smile.
There are some secrets that nobody should ever learn.
Blank wide eyes.
Gonna give him a thumbs up. Start walking out.
They move over, stand looking at the head, grabbing the head, locking eyes with the prince as the eyes glow white. Take the hair of the head, hold it dangling down. Crooked cane slowly wobble to the stairs. As they hold it, dangling down, bleeding profusely, just stare at all of you. Prince stands up, motions for the prince guard at the door. Gonna work on the runes, unlocking it and opening. Begin to funnel themselves out, pointing you all to go further down.
If it's just about to get the door, and he's gonna stop real quick and just look back and be like, I know I say this a lot with the one more thing. I just thought of something. If you can take minds, can you take the prince's mind then? And then figure out how he talks to the dragon, and then
I mean, the Duke's mine.
yeah, the Duke's mind.
Prince steps down onto the stairs and looks at you. Our meeting has ended. You had nothing further, yet you stay.
I'm very forgetful, and I don't mean to be rude. If you no need, I take up your time, then I will just leave. It was just something that occurred to me. You know, it happens.
Yes, of course. We will probe the Duke's mind for anything sound. The brain is dead. There is little to be done.
Very well. Well, again, sorry again for the 2-second interruption. I will just follow them out. Thank you.
Go. As you begin to leave through the darkened kind of pumice obsidian granite doors that they have, the blue gems, right, as they open them through those patterns. See, as the Prince Guard stands at the ready, pike raised, the banner slightly the bottom point of the actual spear tip, allowing you all to kind of funnel through, stand Clan Stonefist symbol on that banner. Engineers are working on the actual cart itself, the actual train here, kind of working through that, making sure everything is ready to go. Others are positioned, defending certain areas. Jax, you linger.
Not on purpose.
Brinskar turns, and locks and shuts it. Doesn't say a word at all to any of the others.
I think we know why now.
As when the engineers turn, the other turns as well. In motion, begin to step upon one of the lead of it, and they begin to face the opposite direction. Another engineer begins to work with the tracks and certain levers and mechanisms, yelling out further down other soldiers that are going to accompany the train on the opposite side. As they're doing that, there's not much else in terms of movements or commotions. These soldiers are diligent in their post. They are here to stay. The engineer grabs the mechanism at the lead of this train, now goes into reverse, snapping that lever. The train becomes empowered, and you all begin to move back to the direction.
I'm just saying, out of character, we would not have been able to kill all of them.
Oh yeah, I thought that was a given.
I mean, if we had a tank that could actually take a hit, we might be able to.
Oh, I took a hit.
Yeah, one singular.
20 down to 25% health after that.
It's
I
like-
took a hit.
Dude. When I saw your health go down, I was like, holy shit, what is he getting into now?
Man, it's like ceramic armor. You may get hit
Mm,
once.
mhm.
My heart skipped a little bit of a beat when I heard the 25 damage. Don't worry. I was like, oh, I might have picked a fight I can't win here.
Oh, with the polar mastery.
Yeah.
Gotcha, moving in 10 feet to them. Be able to get that reactionary attack on them. Man, can you imagine if that was their turn?
Well, that's... if it wasn't for
Yeah,
action
he's been
surge,
dead.
that fight's over.
Hell yeah. You would have auto won that fight.
Auto, won it.
Because I'm assuming they're also at least level 5 since he hit me for 25 goddamn damage.
The weapon is really powerful, so that's all I can say. They do have other mechanics on their turns and stuff, but I think that fight was winnable. 1v1. Alright. So we're not going to go theater of mind, just kind of fast track some things, just because there's not much else to be done here. There's not much else to be said. You're beginning to work on the train, as I had described prior, moving through the actual tunnels. These tubes, right, of the lava kind of flow that they've carved out and made into a network here of path. But for you all, you only see the one, right? So it's tough to reason exactly where else in the stronghold, where there might be something else. You haven't actually adventured anywhere into the actual stronghold. So you're really only aware of this. And this in itself is already an engineering triumph in terms of how long they had to actually make this. And so they're very aware of the geography and a lot of the mechanics here and the underdwellings of the world. And that really does show as you all are making way back. Now, this journey is long. I've actually fast-tracked the time, so you're all able to get a long rest if that's your choice. You're able to find yourselves. It's difficult travel, so you can't really get to any sort of downtime here. But you also can, sleep if you want. Just, veg out as you're kind of moving and shifting and, you know, all that. It's not a double-decker pleasure train, right? You know, you're going on a little adventure. That's not really what it is. So you're having to find that time when you can to rest, but you're able to get it. And then eventually you come to the lava camp, right? The actual camp that they had there. And you can see that the barrels that they have are still stacked there. They have been really added onto since the last time you've been here. They have the tents and the other things. The soldiers are there. They're training. They are continuing their drills. Some of the alchemists as well are tending to injuries from some of the duels that they might have. And then the ballista perched on top of those towers signifies bolstered defenses in this area. And that still has not changed from when you entered in, as I described prior. Crossing over that bridge, you then go through the tunnel back towards the Harak mine, the actual location, as I described as Zeta, right, in terms of that back area. And from there, you encounter the small patrol of the Grey Dwarves, soldiers that are there, still within that spot that they had caved in the tunnel. They greet you, noticing that you have come back. Not surprised, but just noticing, making themselves aware. And from there, after you have left, there's one of them that actually begins to depart, going back through the lava camp. A messenger, perhaps, as they were whispering in their deep and guttural language. And then that one kind of ran away. You then work yourselves, see the miners hard at work, 24/7 operation, unchanged. There are no guard here at current. Some of them, wary, they put up carts, and they put up other objects, seeing you all kind of come into the space. And as I had described prior, there was a tunneling in of sorts, and you had to blast that. So they're kind of almost like, whoa, something's moving them, right? Something's moving the cart, something's moving the wheelbarrow. And then all of a sudden they come running, right? They stop, they see it's you all. They begin to help you move this stuff off. They greet you, shake your hands a little bit, pat you on the shoulders and such, but they're not really much to words, just that you kind of survived wherever it was that you went in to do. And then a halfling looks up towards you. Slightly older, wiry of the hair, brown eyes, supple with wrinkles. Is it safe to block the tunnel?
I think that's fair.
Probably a good idea.
I wouldn't make it as
Bother you
permanent.
anymore.
Not sure they need to. I mean, do we really need to block it? What if we need to go down there again at some point?
I would say
Go
like
back there and go
rope it
down there.
off. Kind of like rope it off, kind of like a little sign, just in case you.
Out of order.
Yeah.
I mean, they won't bother him again. They know better.
I'm so
Um,
confused. You see as the miners gather,
Lance
at least half a dozen, staring at you, some of them muttering to themselves in whispers. The halfling still speaks. Are we blocking the tunnel again or not?
Yeah, you're fine.
I have no care either way, honestly.
The dwarves are our friends now. They won't kill you. You're good to go.
Friends is a
Oh,
strong word.
Donlin. Oh,
I mean,
They're not our friends? You see someone grabbing the pickaxes, tightening them.
They're not our enemies either.
they're
They're-
my friend. They gave me. See this armor?
What are they
They
doing
should
here?
go on.
they will leave you alone now, but I think it's prudent that you don't antagonize at all, and probably, as Pip said, rope off that tunnel and just don't go down that way. They'll leave you alone. We'll leave them alone.
Oh, okay. All right. I feel like that was straight to the point. Thank you. Gets to handshake you, Jackson, just kind of looking at the rest of your party.
But remember, they can turn invisible, so there could be one here at any time.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, doesn't he have
Nuclear
spies
option.
out in town somewhere?
So the pickaxes beginning to
Oh
turn
my
like
God.
left and right.
Oh yeah, they can also do the mind thing too.
Have a good day.
And they,
You begin to walk away, see the fear in their eyes. They begin to put the actual barricade back up. Begin to talk amongst themselves. Lancers dangling from the nape of the neck, from the rope, or perhaps being held. on the edging of their shovels here. So you all begin.
Oh,
to
and
get
Paylor will be
deeper.
with you.
Oh, nice. Tack that on. Sure. That'll solve all the problems.
I'm just trying to help Kanan out here.
Does it respond to that? And then you begin to head back in the direction of the field house.
While they were on the train, did they have enough time to actually look at the gem? Was it not a gem? It was like a ring or something, right? That he was given.
It was a golden amulet with a glass
Amulet.
set, and inside the glass setting was a odd white gemstone.
Was he able to
If you'd like,
check that? Yeah, I just want to see
Sure.
if he can.
what are you doing with it?
He's just gonna kind of see if it is similar to what he has, or
Go and make an investigation check.
Yeah.
The dice came like right in the way of all your turn. Super funny. 10. It does seem eerily similar. Egg-shaped. Slightly smaller, not an inch in terms of length, more like half an inch. It's crude in design. It's white, as starking as if it's been chipped off of something. Is that it?
That's it for now. He's gonna have to talk to Palu a little bit when he gets back.
Okay. So you all are making way here to the field house. Obviously, coming from the mine as you're departing using the same carts that were left. You had to actually probably walk a bit of ways because those were used and find some others in a further kind of junction they have, and then get upon those, making way outside of the mine. From there, you're now kind of looking yourself downwards in the direction of the field house. And you can see that the wagons themselves are ready to go. They have 3 of these large-sized wagons. They're stagecoach-like wagons with a kind of a pickup, kind of bed-like structure to the back end. And those are filled to the brim with iron ore. And inside the stagecoaches, you can see in the glass windows, they're fogged, but kind of looking into them, that they have supplies and a mixture of other things. And they're yet to be hitched by any sort of livestock, any sort of animal of any kind. They're being repaired. So there's some individuals, right, from the actual blacksmith, Krugen, right? They're actually working on riveting, repairing the wheels, right, getting them ready for the journey that will lie for them up ahead. Let's go ahead and get some frost. Change my background away from the lava. Get some ambiance. And in terms of time, there is not a whole lot of individuals on the south of this map, which technically would be right to the right-hand side, east. It's still kind of a crowd noise, so we'll turn it down.
I just gotta talk to Paylor for a bit. What do you guys got going on?
You got to talk
Oh,
to
nice.
Paylor.
He's
Or not
Luke,
Paylor.
Anytime you'd like to have a conversation, just ask the Almighty for his intervention. I'm sure he would be happy to listen.
And just a little donation, right?
I'm at Paylor. Okay. Not my fault. It's been a long day, okay? Not my fault they have similar names.
Donlin, I'm not gonna lie, you. I assume we're walking and talking toward Paylor here, but
Yeah.
Donlin, you scared me a little bit back there. I thought you might have picked off a little more than you could fight.
It was fine.
That first hit looked pretty vicious.
Yeah, but now I have to whip.
That's true. I think you have every weapon that we've ever seen at this point.
I mean, is it better than the sword? Because if so, I mean, I can always use a sword again.
I mean, they have 2 different uses.
Well, and you have a short sword now that's pretty damn good.
I can't use the pike when I'm little.
Not fair. How do you do that, by the
Oh,
way? Is it like a
Donovan.
magic?
Kind of.
Donald, do you want to go first in to see Palu?
Should we give you a minute or two?
What are you, I don't know what you
Alone.
guys talking about. Come on. Oh. Oh.
As you come
There are
inside,
people.
to the field house, table's still set. And there's other sorts of food items upon them. You can see that there are figures that are here. Obviously, Palu is there. Timothy, you've noticed them outside. Kalan is there. Captain Kiliot is there. And the Quartermaster Rubark is there. There's a no-name currently at the table. In terms of them, they appear to be a very old human, rivaling the age of maybe 92, 93, pushing old age of death. They're in a blackish robe that's drabbed over them, wrinkling a face, bald of hair, just muttering and eating bread to themselves and drinking off flagon as they shake violently. Palu throws the hand as the door shuts. Oh, mighty cone up there. Welcome! Welcome, welcome! How was your venture?
Successful.
Oh, well, wonderful. That is
They
fantastic.
had to kill something.
You didn't have to. You just did that
Very
for fun.
I was under the impression that this mission was not killing things.
Well, he wanted
Well-
to pick a bit of a fight.
Yeah, I mean, I
It was
guess
more like a
killing,
duel.
yes, but more of a challenge.
It was a
to get some
sporting
stuff.
sort of killing. It wasn't a.
Well, I would... Honestly, Donlan, I would love for you to fight over my honor. Duel.
That's
To the death.
exactly what it was over.
That's been quite striking.
Yeah, fought to save your mind.
Well-
That's what it was for. Good job, Pip.
Well, I imagine in a duel
whatever
you do
your
a fair
name
bit
is.
of striking, yes.
Not the only duel. You
A
can
lot
deal
of
a
thrusting.
great
now.
deal of striking.
I can thrust 2 times per 6 seconds.
That you can, Donlan.
Calm down there, Jackrabbit.
And that's about as long as it goes.
Well, we are in a bit of a meeting. You're more than welcome to join us. Obviously, you are joining on the caravan, so you are here to represent it well. If you have any sort of questions or anything, I have taken the... Yes, go ahead and get some drink. There's wine on the table, cheeses, breads, dried fruits, some actual smoked meats as well. We're just going over... I've taken from the hat here of, well, who would be... piloting this venture, and of course, Kalan has opted for themselves here to join in. Timothy, I think, is in due need for a slight adventure. Is getting some extra coin, and this here points to the older human. This is Burrow. Burrow has been with the mining company for how long have you been with the Rock Mining Company? The old man looks over to them. Burrow, how long have you been with the Rock Mining Company? Bro looks. Oh, my life. Right. How old are you, Burrow?
I guess we'll never know.
Gotta be pushing 100 now.
Baylor, if you
Aren't
had a
you a human?
100-year-old man digging in a mine,
No. Burrow has been obviously paid. They have some descendants that do work in the mine, and well, Burrow is a family name around here. Some of their children have let. But here nor there, we have we truly believe it's time for Burrow to leave the nest, and we have a home rented out for them in Othema that they'll be taking residency of. And hopefully they will have a nice burial by the Sun Tree. Isn't that right, Burrow? Blessed be thou, Baylor. Begins to shake the head.
And Kanan. Sounds like this guy's right up your alley, Kanan.
Yes. Blessed be Palo. They are a true worshipper of the god of light, and they have met all of the tenets and oaths, and seems quite fitting that they would be close to such a holy and most beautiful country. Yes, you know, Captain, obviously, the captain and the quartermaster, Elut and Rubak. They are just here to speak about the caravan and send their wishes in the direction of the Lord Down for Lord to render aid to the rest of the individuals from your ships. Oh, ship, sorry. Sorry.
It's quite fine.
Are we to deliver a letter then, or some formal communication? to
I
the
have, we were just speaking of that. Thought it would fitting if the captain had anything they wish to pass over. It could be delivered by us, Kalon, or Timothy, or Burrow, or it can be delivered by you all. But I didn't know after you adorned the caravan if you would be wanting to meet with the Lord Downfall, or at least seek some sort of emissary or magistrate to that lord. I think they actually hold a magistrate in council anymore. Yeah. Just didn't know where you all were headed. You have to stay in Othema or stop there by any means.
I mean, I think Athema makes at least a little sense for us to go see what's going on there.
Not that High Rock isn't a nice place, but it would be good to get out, stretch the legs a bit.
This place sucks. What do you mean?
Oh, well, excuse you.
Well, Donlin, it doesn't suck. It's just got character. And I feel that we can greatly improve this character. And motions past Timothy and looks towards you. And I could see you, Donlin, being the face of this character.
Yeah, I'm not staying here. Sorry.
Oh. Well, I
I gotta
tried.
go
They gave it
fight
my best
in
effort.
Alathan, I think is what everyone
Well,
told me.
There has been a track record of having an endless supply of things attacking you. It does seem.
Yeah, but I want to go make money.
Yes, fighting, making money. Well, Donald, I would say that I could pay to the riches of what you might earn, but I think you and I both know that eventually you'll get bored and want to leave anyways. It's been fun, Donald.
It has. It was a good one night stand.
Well, I try. So, so you're all heading into Athema then, it seems? Yes? Well, then, Captain, Keela looks towards Pale, looks towards you, and you can simply delegate to them to pass over any messages. It seems like they'll take you out. Sees the captain moves off of the table. Quartermaster begins to walk out. Well, I'll be at the Frosty Ale. Let you all finish up here. To push past. It's a hand on your shoulder, Kanan. We're walking up.
So, Palo, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Are you gonna be looking to restart the city guard with people that aren't like trying to murder us?
Yes. Well, hopefully. Why? Do you have any names?
No, but I have some equipment that you can have. Might be a good place to start.
Equipment?
Nolan's just gonna throw off the chainmail out of a bag. He's gonna throw some plate armor on the ground. He's gonna throw a great axe on the ground. He's gonna throw a couple of hand axes and a long sword on the ground.
You were holding all of this, Dublin.
It's a big bag, man.
Oof. For sure, it was a big bag. Yeah. Well, Yes, I can definitely. Timothy, you're about to finish anyways. Timothy turns around. Oh, no. Why don't you take all of this armaments into the warehouse, store it someplace, and, well, this will be for our new town guard. Thanks to Donovan. And I think you see as Timothy begins to take the sack and just can't lift it up, and he sees Timothy just like dragging it across the stove.
I'm pretty sure that bag weighs more than Timothy does.
It's like dragging it.
Timothy, I can help you with that. You just need to tell me where it goes.
Poor man's gonna give himself a hernia.
All of a sudden, the stairs falls backwards.
He falls backwards.
Sees Pele motions for the hand. The door shuts.
Lift with your knee. Never mind.
What knees?
Was that a dwarf joke? That was almost funny.
Who's the guy left at the table? Do we recognize him?
That's Burrow.
That's the old guy.
That's Burrow. That's the 100-year-old human that somehow lived to
Okay,
be 100 in a mining
Look,
company.
you guys got to realize I'm playing on a laptop here. I wasn't zoomed in like I should have been.
Burrow.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Pelu, quick
Yes. What is
quick
it?
question for you, not to get into too many details here, but is it really a smart idea to have the captain send a letter to Othema about anything going on here and draw more attention up here than we need to?
Well, the Captain Keelion and the Quartermaster Rubark and all of the passengers still need to leave. We do not have enough wagons here to escort them out. Still need to make shipments. Season's not over with.
Hmm.
I think the message was
Okay.
not necessarily about the dealings and the inner workings that were going here, simply that they were in need of some sort of supplies, rides, horses even, to be able to get out of here.
But wouldn't something like that typically be a request from the Duke here to Othema?
That is absolutely correct, which is why I'm going to try to do the best I can with what I have seen from the documents and the numerous amounts that we've transferred over to try to forge something.
I like your style.
Actually,
Hmm.
I do have in my possession a fake letter that he had written for seeking their aid. You might just be able to doctor it slightly and then send it along.
Fantastic. Yes, we can use this for sure. Yes, I don't want the Talthars here, right? That's very clear. I don't think that we need them marching in terms of soldiers or anything. And I do have some connections as well, so might be able to play off of getting some things without dire need. I'll take care of that. Hassling yourselves over nonsensical things. You've all done quite a number here in this town and for our people. So.
No, we try. Oh, speaking of trying, to pull out his amulet that he was given. Do you later, if you have time, can you figure out what this is exactly?
I can. Sure. Is it something of magical worth, of value? Where'd you find this?
That was given to me by the prince in there.
And you want me to have it to undertake some experiments to figure out what it is? Are you sure?
Well, I mean, not necessarily we have it. I meant later if me and you can just like do what we did with my ring here and see if you know anything about it.
I can
Not
try.
exactly the best in magic.
You want me to do this now or this later?
Whenever you have time.
Well, we're just wrapping up the meeting, setting up a time, day, window when you all would arrive and wish to move out with the wagons. Of course, a little bit difficult to get Burrow moving around every so often, so we have to wake him up a little bit. I suppose we could do this now. No worries. Pushes over for the wardrobe, begins to grab some reagent supply, sitting down. Motions for you to place the amulet and stone if you hadn't handed it to them already on the desk, as what they had done before. Begin to ritualize, cast, and identify spell upon it. Taking 10 minutes or so of time to identify the object. Seems that the amulet itself has no sort of magical significance. Quite valuable, I might add. Gold. Which coin this would fetch for you. The stone is shrouded from divination. Not get a read on its property.
Well, so similar to the ring thing, kind of, I guess.
It does seem similar, yes. Obviously, I can't go through any divination with it, so I can't tell you, but it would stand to reason that both are similar.
And he just kind of think to himself, so how did he get something similar to this? Oh, well. Well, I appreciate your time for that.
Of course. Is there anything else I can do for all of you fine adventurers and Donlan?
I'm not going to ask why Donlan wasn't included in that group, but
Because I'm better than you.
Helu does not like awkward silences, so
well,
either we
I
wrap
know
this
who's
up
not getting
or-
another dose of chemicals next time.
Wait, hold on. No, you're I'm better than you at fighting.
I mean, I guess it depends on
And-
what you determine as better at fighting, because I do believe you've been knocked out almost every fight that we've had.
Better at taking a dirt nap.
I'm pretty sure I saved your life quite a bit.
Sorry, Paley. We'll take this. No reason to subject you to Donlan's
What
inadequacies in the fighting area, so we'll take this elsewhere.
Yes, well,
What time will the caravan set to leave? I think is the important information.
well, the caravan is ready to go whenever you are ready. Of course, you will need to aim to head in the early of light to reach on the apex of the pass. That's where you're going to get the most protected of weather, and of course, of camping down. And from there, you should be able to descend into the valley on the subsequent day. Of course, if the weather is harsh from High Rock to the pass, it might take another day before you can actually ascend into it. So I would imagine First Light is its the finest point, and of course we can get it ready to go tomorrow if that is what you all wish. I don't know if you have any other sort of business you attend to here in the village or the town. We can always take another day to do that. I can schedule it out. Looks to be maybe the 26th. Head out a day later.
I'm good for first thing in the morning.
I see no reason why we can't leave first thing.
Fantastic. I will inform Kalan and Burrow, and obviously Timothy when they return from lugging your armament to the warehouse. I will tell them First Light tomorrow, and I will make sure they are ready to go. The wagons will be hitched, and all you have to do is present yourself. There'll be plenty of food and supplies for the journey ahead, and we have a little bit of ingenuity with the wagons. Fit themselves into tents that are adequate enough to handle the climate. So it shouldn't be any issue if you do not have survival equipment for the Frosthorn yourself. All right, well,
Well,
I
thank you,
bid
Pelu.
you all a good afternoon, good evening, and good night. That is not from The Truman Show. That is just me quoting. Goodbye.
It's the secret twist of this campaign.
Time to go get drunk.
Secret twist. This is the fucking Truman Show! No!
Oh my god.
Honestly, might be a really good campaign idea, or at least a one-shot. You know what I mean? To do like the Truman Show.
That would be pretty
I
fun.
would want
It'd
to.
be
I would
pretty
want to
fun.
bend the system so like you play a D&D campaign, but you finally realize that you're just under some spell and it's all an illusion. And when you wake up, you're in like cyberpunk or something. Like, is that
Cyberpunk?
true?
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Timothy's still struggling with the armaments.
Timothy has yet to reach the warehouse. They're on their knees, currently breathing heavily.
I'm gonna go over and pick up the bag Where does this go?
He looks. Points towards the door. In there. In there. Just place it anywhere.
I'm just gonna
Ugh.
throw it to this empty corner.
Throw it into the corner.
You literally just opened the door and threw it in. That is such the teenage kid thing to do.
This way, okay.
Got him.
Walks over,
Yeah.
My clothes are in the closet. Yeah, just in a
Walks back.
pile behind the door.
breathing heavily.
My
Goes
son will
back
get-
to the table.
My son will get mad, but he told somebody one time, he goes, I have a dirty clothes pile in my room and a clean clothes pile in my room. I know which one to get my clothes from.
I feel that. Except for me, it's getting the clothes directly off the drying rack out in the living room.
By the way, everybody, Layman's here. Let's go. Or leave
Yay,
it.
Macarena.
Hey,
Well,
buddy.
Layman is living.
Got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do, I'm not lagging right now, am I?
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
This
Nah, you good.
Not for me.
stream is dying. I think what we'll do is we'll probably take an early break, so I can fill in Brad with what has happened a little bit, before we set off for our shenanigans the rest of this night, and then to the next day going off. So we take an early break to kind of fill Brad in, push for maybe 10-ish minutes for that. It shouldn't take too long to fill you in, Brad, to do just a quick synopsis stuff to set you right. Does that sound good for everybody?
Yeah, no problem for me.
Yep.
Okay.
You know?
If you're watching the stream, thanks so much. We're going to be taking a 10-minute break right now to help out in terms of information, make sure we're all on this right page. We'll come back about 7:01 p.m. PDT, and we'll see you in a bit. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, chat.
All right, welcome back. Thank you so much. After our break, we are on our way back to High Rock from the mining company. So you're kind of on the journey here, just letting you all get a chance in case you want to converse over anything that had happened inside of the field house or of the Strongola. You're kind of in isolation of space now, right? You're on the bluff as you're beginning to work on the switchbacks from the actual mountainside, and then now you're on the entrenched path of ice and rock that they have constructed, right? That kind of makes its way swerving slightly in the direction of the town or the village. And the fires billowing from those circularized cobbled stone huts, right? That's blossoming in smoke and filling that aura and that dense shroud around the actual town. And, you know, it is a little bit alive because miners have kind of transitioned already in terms of those working maybe later in the night, swing shift, right? So there's no motion, there's no real movement on the road at current. So it gives you an opportunity here to converse freely about yourselves. In addition to that, even through the light snow that's falling down, you actually can see that the Captain Coolio, the Quartermaster Rubark, are a number of, they're basically entering into the town based on time. Because it does take about 20 minutes or so to actually get between these two spaces. And so you see them kind of walking by themselves, and they begin to round around that large stables in the direction of the Frosty Ale Tavern.
I got a question for you guys. How do you think he talks to the dragon?
Dragons are rather intelligent creatures. They possess the capability of speech, as far as I understand.
Well,
Just
obviously.
talk to a
I
dragon.
mean, the prince told us that he talked to him in common. I don't.
Well, no, it's not just that. I mean, obviously, I can talk to dragons. I meant, how does he have a connection with the dragon? Like, we haven't seen the dragon but that one time, and then yet he's still able to communicate with him.
I think it's pretty obvious. He has based on the note that I found, he has a deal with Damodar, who somehow seems to control the dragons, according to what the prince said. So it seems like everything that we're finding out right now is going to this guy, the Master of Dragons, Damodar.
Did he not possess a stone similar to the one that you wear?
I don't know.
I think it was in a ring or something from him, wasn't it? Or didn't he have some sort of stone you got?
Don't remember him having a ring. He might have. But I'm just curious. That brings me to my next point, though, is I was able to control that dragon. So, does that mean I should be the Master of Dragons? I'm just throwing that out there. Third time. Saying that again.
Yeah, so OOC here real quick. You got the Duke's amulet, which had a white gemstone in it, and you joined them together. So that was Kanan's point. That's OOC coming from the notes.
Yeah. Yeah, join with mine, but I don't hear no dragon in my head. But I haven't tried speaking to a dragon. Can I try to talk to it?
Did you? Maybe I missed it. Did you join the third gemstone with your other ones already?
Oh, good point. He pulls out the amulet. Let's see. And he just kind of tries to push the gemstone and the amulet together, see what happens.
Okay. So it doesn't even require you to touch them. As soon as you begin to pull them together, there is a attraction between them. And even though one of them is inside of a glass housing, the other one is in that crescent shape that has shrunk down into the setting of your ring. The stone inside of the amulet begins to liquefy, pulling through the seams and the cracks that form to house it. Kind of like an octopus would, pulls itself through tight spaces. As it begins to warp itself, pulling around, it then reaches towards the other in your ring, which liquefies as well. And as it happens, they begin to spindle themselves in that liquefied state together. And upon reforming in a trapezoidal prism, the stone itself is slight frost covered as it dissipates, hovering down to the palm of your hand, and is almost nearly translucent in terms of its dimensions. It's about an inch in its height and an inch in length as it stands in its prism shape. Frost completely ends, and else ends. It's the entire feeling of cold for you. Even with the light snow and the wind pushing against you, you feel no cold at all.
That's nifty. He's gonna try to put him back into the ring, see if it goes. It does what it did before and shapes itself back into the ring.
It does begins to shrink in size, which is adequate enough for the setting. It begins to place it in, regrowing itself to fit within the actual setting of the ring. Looks quite nice.
You know what we haven't tried, guys? What about y'all's type? You guys got gems. Let's see if these merge.
If our gems merge with yours,
Yeah, we haven't tried it yet.
I suppose it's a possibility.
I mean, we've all been pretty close to each other, no? Wouldn't they have done something by this point?
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not giving you my gem.
I had the amulet next to the ring for a bit and it didn't automatically do it. Maybe you have to want it to do it, or maybe it's like a proximity thing. Like,
Well, why don't you give me your gem?
Well, Kanan, what colors was yours again, Kanan?
I have no such item.
Insight check. I would like to know if Kanan is being truthful or not, saying he has no such item as a gem.
You want insight?
Yeah.
Okay. Want to roll insight? So, what you're able to uncover from your insight check here is that there seems to be just a touch from Kanan, a connection of sorts that happened before that you picked up on. I would state that they are stuttering over themselves in terms of the words, but their presence and demeanor is quite here. So as they're doing this, see the sun changes in my room, so it becomes super dark. You don't have much to work on, except for that slight little blemish in the words that they have spoken.
So, would it have been very similar to the feeling I got when he looked at me and was making comments, and I wondered if he could see who I was, and I was able to kind of glean off of his nonverbal cues?
Yeah, that was the essentially the comparison that I was making, is that there was the extra.
You kind of cut out for me, so.
Yeah, that's the comparison I was making, was that there was extra of the the same kind of thing that you were able to detect prior is similar in that nature. Now, you can't really tell if it's deception. You can't really tell if it's just the way that they were talking. Maybe that struck a nerve. Maybe So it's difficult.
Okay.
because he doesn't need a gem, he gets the almighty Paylor on his side.
Comes in handy.
So no takers? No takers to see if this works?
I mean,
I mean, you can give me your gem.
I suppose I'll give it a go if nobody else will. Not for science.
Do we know if these are dangerous at all?
I suppose it's possible. I've
I
had a
mean,
few percussively
Like, you-
failed experiments.
So here's the thing, though. He's put 3 of the same colors, or 2 with his original same color stones together. It's been good. What if you put a different color stone with it and it like blows up?
then lesson learned.
Possible. Well, you assemble a safe space for which to combine them from a distance.
So we're gonna keep walking, and you two can hang back and do that.
Yeah, I'm not staying
And
around. I'm
if
Kanan,
it
I'm with you
blows
on
up-
this one.
Nonsense. If you're concerned about
Nonsense.
its explosiveness, then we can simply assemble a proper test area and do things the proper way.
I mean, you're the science guy. I'm just not going to be around when you guys do it.
Well, that's your loss then.
As Lehman, I'm reaching into my chest. I'm gonna pull mine out. Start slowly pulling it out. If you think you can make something of these, but I will require it back, or this was a gift.
Absolutely.
And I hold it out.
I'm not gonna get
Hmm.
drunk.
So
Well, Lance,
Pip-
Pip, Lehman, I'll leave it up to you guys on how you do this. I'm with Donlin tonight.
Lehman takes it out. Pip is just gonna take his ring and kind of go toward his hand, like kind of like a fist bump type motion with his ring toward the gem.
So much for a
Is this
safe area.
Is this a challenge? This action?
No, it's a combining because my ring is on my finger.
See who can
Oh.
punch who the hardest in the hand.
I'm not gonna punch
No,
him.
Lehman, I think what we determined with the combining of the other gyms is you have to forcefully hit them together as hard as you can.
No, we did not do that. No,
Ah, yes.
you were there. You saw me. I didn't force anything. No. Please don't break my hand. So Pip is just kind of like,
the giant
please
metal
don't,
robot.
please don't.
Yeah, Lehman, I think it's as let Kanan and Donlin and I get a little further away, but I think it's as you have to do it pretty hard. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
Donald's
So-
fucking gone.
And on that note, I'm heading hauling ass away.
Luckily, Pip, for you, I'm not a complete idiot.
I didn't think you were. Then, as he still kind of like slowly like, thank you. Like you can tell he's like relieved.
Might actually be the smartest person in the group.
I mean, theoretically, he should be.
I mean, let's be honest. Have you seen what we've done?
What do you mean? Name one dumb thing I've done.
That would be impossible, for the number is much higher.
So you
Alright, so
are.
we-
So you're just gonna press them together. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, just to see if
Touch
it
tips.
works. Yeah, just a tip. See how
Just
it
a
works.
Okay. It's just gonna come together and you press them together. And as you go ahead, no. As you press them together, nothing happens.
Oh.
Just-
Well, that was anti-climatic.
No
How hard-
lightning, no fireworks.
How hard do you
told
hit
you-
them? Are you just tapping them together, or are you gonna crack them together?
Told you you had to hit him hard.
I mean, Pip was just gonna try to merge it, kind of like you did with everything else.
Yeah,
Kind of,
just gotta pull it together and see, and then
yeah. Oh well,
I put them between my hands and started piston motion with my fingers interlocked, crushing them together. No.
well. At least we tried. There's my science experiment for the day.
No
Although,
avail.
you guys really think I could try to call the dragon?
I'm not there, so
You wish to call a dragon that dropped a wall on me?
That sounds like a terrible idea.
I just want to know if I could. And I mean, I didn't say I should. I mean, I'm ain't gonna do it, and then you guys don't have my back if it eats me. So you know, not that I think it will, because obviously, Master of Dragons, the real one, not the imposter. You know.
You should try to sway it with your sweet words.
Ooh, you want me to try then?
Let's not.
Fine. He just continues walking back to the
Okay.
thing.
Continue
With no
walking.
mention of the. Yeah, he's not going to mention the non-cold since they already made fun of him for seeing things already.
Gotcha.
For seeing things.
All right. So at this point, we'll go ahead and get ourselves over to the tavern. So, or anywhere else. I mean, I don't, basically get into High Rock at this point. Is there anybody wants to do inside? Are we heading directly to the tavern? Are we just going to go ahead and get some rest to the next day and head out? Are we going to stop by traders, pick up some stuff to play?
I don't. Other than getting some drink, I don't need anything personally from here. So
Yeah, I
Up
want to
for the
see
rest.
how I want to see if I can save some cash and potentially actually hunt or scavenge for supplies rather than purchase, since I know we'll want some gold and Athema. So
Okay. So for any sort of material gathering and things, it's actually 3 days worth of time. So it's actually a 3-day venture that you're going to kind of undertake to go get one source of material.
Right.
Given that
and that's
you're
not
all-
something that can be done like along the convoy travel to Athema.
It is something that could be done. That could be your downtime activity that you're doing, is to go
Okay.
do that. Yeah. So I think that thematically, right, like narratively, right, you're probably going to want to head out with the caravan first and then start taking on that time.
Right,
to
of
do
course.
it. We can say though, if you wish, we could say though that like I don't know, you're already in the afternoon, evening today too. So I think I'll probably say tomorrow we'll start the clock of that 3 days. There'll be
Yep,
enough time to
that
get
works for
material.
me.
I'm actually going to roll just for fun to see. Odd. Pip is going to go somewhere quietly and try to see if he can talk to the dragon. Even he's going to listen and not do it. Yeah. All right.
I heard damn. If that's not what you want to do, do what you want to do, dude. Do what your character would do.
yeah,
Fair enough.
if Pip would do it,
Yeah.
do it, man.
Yeah,
As
he's
someone
definitely going to.
that played the big red button character, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Fair enough. He definitely would wait till no one's around and see if he can talk to the dragon.
You're gonna try to talk to the dragon.
And he's just going to hold the ring up once he's kind of alone and be like, "Can you hear me in Draconic?"
And make a wisdom saving throw.
Well, I guess he can hear him.
Oh, sorry, intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving throw.
Yep.
English.
So you begin to connect with the stone, reaching into it. For a moment, you begin to lose yourself slightly inside of the colors of the whiteness of space, translucent stone. And as you begin to focus on it, there's a pain begins to swell within your mind as if the mental barriers are collapsing from the power that the stone holds. As you hold it, you brace against the grin and clench your teeth. Before the stone deals you any harm, you release, brought back to the space. around you.
Oh. Okay. Don't do that again. Can't tell them about that. I'll never hear the end of it.
Nothing else for anybody?
No.
Nope.
All right. Let's go ahead and activate the tavern map, assuming that you're all kind of headed there in terms of direction. Or we can head to the manor. I know someone was saying I'm just going to sleep in the manor. That's on the last session.
Yeah, I think we decided
good.
against it because it's a crime scene.
Yeah, they convinced Pip not to.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Barlow got a new.
Well,
That
that
man
has
looking good.
always been Barlow's token. Always been Barlow's token. That's been Barlow's token since this was on Roll20. But I've never actually. I was always using top down for Barlow, but everyone seems to love Barlow so much. So it's like, I guess they'll just give him back his regular token so you can actually do it.
Barlow, the
Bro,
bro.
he's looking
Oh,
fucking good, man.
Yeah, got like crazy auburn hair all over the place. Oh yeah.
Man's goaded.
All right, so there is a slight wind. I'll probably just create a low wind here, kind of pressing through because the walls and stuff and the roof and everything is still, destroyed. Some of that rubble, I would say, has been kind of removed at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and actually remove some of the woodish of the rubble. Because that is going to be the easiest to pick up. I won't remove the stone tiling just to showcase there's still destruction. You see as Barlow is making around the tavern, giving ales and other things that they have to the patrons, the miners, and the village folk that have made way in here for their dinners. There's a stew of sorts that they're kind of putting into clay bowls for food. And then you see that Captain Kilian is there sitting on the opposite side of the quartermaster Rubark as they have their own metallic flagons of ale, drinking it with a loaf of bread between them. And they're sitting idling. Sees the captain turns, notices you all walk in, begins to motion for the hand. Come sit over.
How you doing?
Well, I could say that was one of the more fucked up experiences, but since we were attacked by a dragon on the striker, I think that would top it. So
Yeah, being tracked by a dragon twice is pretty. Oh. Yeah.
could have sworn that.
I mean, statistically, what are the chances of that?
Well, things have been off for me lately, that's for sure. I think if I was 20 years younger, I would have known the Duke was afoot to some shit. But now that I'm older, I just want to get home, see my son, love my wife. I guess I have to thank you all for that again.
We do
Where
what
did
we
you
can.
say home was again?
Well, like, where I'm from.
That's right.
Very nice.
Isn't that where you said you needed to go, Donald?
Yeah, there's a arena down there. Coliseum, something. I heard about it from people on your boat.
Yes, well, there is a Coliseum. Holds competitions quite often, actually. Blood sport, but lots of coin in it. In fact, probably the most coin you've ever seen. You're the adventuring type. Surmise you all are at this point.
Sometimes
If the Duke wasn't,
it's forced on you.
yeah, well, if the Duke wasn't an evil bastard, I would have recommended them to sponsor you for the competition. Given that nobility like to sponsor gladiators, some of the more prominent companies and houses. Could have got some extra coin.
How brutal is that arena down there?
The last time that I set foot in Lathan, it was at its peak. Competitions in that arena, the Colosseum, after the Tsar was moved out and was outfitted by House Kulrez, aid with, I believe, the Denkosh. Competitions were held maybe once a month, if that. People were working. Lots of companies, people that were working inside the city, they worked for those companies. Those companies sailed the seas, transporting all manners of goods. But now, last years, that hasn't been so. So, roughly a year ago, we set out. Competition was at its peak, for sure. Every other week they hold them now. Individuals come and fight each other to the death. Crowd used to be more merciful, sparing your life. They care less now. They just want to see the world burn. Then it takes away their own pain.
Made the
Yep.
crowd change.
Blockade.
Um,
Not getting the resources they expected through the blockade.
Yeah, Talthar ships, when we set out, they were moving in position for something. And when we got message at our last port that their blockade was indeed there, that's why I was truly angry. I should have saw it coming. Should have planned the charter ahead of time, knowing that the Talthars would do the more drastic thing. Those righteous fucking bastards. Every time you think something is... Those Talthars just come in and they spread their righteous fury. And their law is law. Whatever they see is... that's the way. And you better fucking bend the knee. Take a gauntlet. Right to the face. Break your jaw. Blockade. Now that I know it's real. From some of the traders speaking of it. I only imagined that Colosseum is far worse now.
Sounds up your alley, darling, man. Have fun in that.
Has the have you heard the town turned into lawless, or is it just
Lathan's always been
frustrations and more
lawless.
bloodthirsty?
The city's never held an actual guard. They hire out mercenaries, adventurers. The Talthar naval base is there. They provide some order. And the companies have their own house guard. Everyone minds themselves. There's plenty of coin to go around in Arthuria, especially in Lathan. Now, coin's not moving around except for the Colosseum. Honestly, might be the only thing keeping people going each other's throats.
So have you thought about moving your family then? If it's that lawless down there?
I have no idea what my son is up to, or my wife. Suppose when I get there, I'll assess and we'll move if we have to. Lived a long life in Lathan. Before then, I did some things I'm not too proud of, but she was always with me, no matter what. Now, when we set sail, the Barwater Company, blockade wasn't established, but the Talthars were still impeding travel for certain ships. As you can imagine now, blockade fully established, who knows who the fuck's going in or out.
Imagine only the more unsavory types, or those with direct permission from the Talthars themselves.
Talthars know nothing business. Lathan is the heart, the elder. All goods those fucking royals eat come from the ships of Lathan. You might have something to that. Perhaps those are just the ships. Just the ships to feed their bellies. Nothing.
Well, let's hope we can get you home to your wife and son, and yeah.
Well,
Yes, here's hoping.
you're just open to that. Cheers. Oh, where's Barlow? Barlow's talking to customers up at the bar. Has yet to come over. Gaff begins to wave them on. Barlow begins trotting over. Ah, yes. How can I help you? What do we have?
Our drinks, what be? We just spot dinner. Barlow special, if you have any left. Seems like it's doing pretty well today.
Barlow special. Get a round going. And some stew. How's that sound?
Got anything meatier?
Sounds delicious.
Oh. You have any what?
Anything meatier?
Meteor.
Yeah, like a steak or.
You don't think my
bacon?
stew's got plenty of meat in it?
I mean, I'm just looking for like a big slab of meat, you know.
Yeah, you do.
I had a big fight today. I'm hungry.
Yeah, could go back to Pelu.
I can see about getting something cooked up for you. Special order if you wish. Heroes and all.
I mean, I'll pay for it. But yeah,
I have some extra in the storeroom. I'll grill you up something nice. Stew for the rest of you.
I knew I liked you.
Yes, you
Coming out
thank
with
you.
an
I'll be back with the
impossible
drinks
burger.
and the stew, and then you'll have to wait on that steak. Probably begins to run back. Grabbing from flagons, filling, setting on the bar counter, then opening the door. Getting the pot, comes and sets down the flagons, and begins to set the bowls down, begins to pour the stew. It's a hearty mutton stew with a brownish gravy and with potatoes and an assortment of other things. So it's quite hefty in terms of its. So decently spiced, it smells. Fills your bowls and then begins to walk back and head into the kitchen to cook up a steak.
By the way, did we ever agree if we're gonna give him some of our repair money?
I think I had spoken with Pelu about getting the supplies ordered, and that I would chip in with the repairs. I don't know if that'll be possible now that we're going to be shipping out soon-ish, but
You can probably get the supplies ordered, right?
well, the
I think they
supplies
had
are
a-
already ordered.
Yeah, I think they were on the coming back on our caravan when it comes back here, type thing.
No,
I think
so
Pelu offered to pay for it, sort of, in general.
For some reason, I vaguely remember us chipping in 1,000 gold.
I don't think it's gonna.
I thought we were
I can-
talking about it, and then Pelu was just like, "No, I got it," or something.
I mean, meh, that's what you guys say. I don't remember giving any gold, but meh. I just felt kind of bad that
I mean, 1,000 gold is not going to hurt us. Doesn't.
I mean, it
doesn't
was
look
your
like I don't
dragon
care.
that blew the wall.
That's
in,
true.
so
Maybe
if
it should
you
come out of
want to
your-
pay for the repairs, then
Yeah.
Mr. Master of Dragons.
I
I
agree with this. You did not tell a dragon not to come through that wall.
it's a
babe,
very
I
sound
did tell
plan.
him to leave though.
Well, damage was done at that point.
Well,
I-
that
you know-
it's too late.
To be fair, I didn't even know about the
Mhm.
dragon until he busted in. So
Well, that makes you an irresponsible pedo.
Yeah.
All I hear is excuses coming out of you right now.
Maybe it should come out of your share.
I mean,
We put it up to a vote.
a vote for my money. Why would we do that?
I vote that Pitt pays.
I would
You know
agree
what?
with
You know
this.
what? You know what? I will
I'll
give him
disagree.
200 gold for it. That's fair, right? I'll just give him the tip. How about that? I'll just give him a little tip. 200 gold on the table.
Jax is going to
Don't
turn
put
around and look at the
200 gold on the
wall.
table. Do not put it on the table.
Fair enough. I will put it in his hands
The whole
as we
town just
leave.
mobs.
Jax is going to turn around and look at the wall and just chuckle. And yeah, that looks like 200 gold to me.
Hey. Like I said, at least I got him to leave. I am disappointed, though. He really is mine to control. I should have asked him to stick around. You know how cool a pet dragon would be?
That's a lot of money to feed all of that.
Imagine to be rather inconvenient in tight spaces.
Well, obviously, look what he did to his room. I'm sure he can find his own food. Or her. I never actually asked.
Not sure a dragon is something we want to do anything with in this type of an area. Nor am I sure that you can necessarily truly control it.
That's just true.
Do
Well.
you know where it is now? I mean, you were able to tell it to go away, but do you have any idea where it went?
No, you guys told me not to mess with the little ring thingy, so I haven't.
What do you mean mess with the ring thing? We just told you not to put two stones together.
No, you guys.
Told you not
Well-
to put two different color stones together, but you know.
Well, you two weren't there, but I was
Oh.
told by these two, points to Lance and Lehman, to not call a dragon.
Well, yeah, I would not recommend calling it to us. That might be a problem.
So I didn't do it.
I mean, I do have this nice sword.
You almost
I-
died to a dwarf. You want to fight a dragon?
Yeah, the dwarf had a nice pike. You know
Well, the
what I'm
dragon
saying.
has nice teeth.
Yeah, that's fine. I just have to treat it like I treated the dwarf.
Yeah.
Quick and painless.
That did not look painless.
He hit me one time.
It did not look painless for either of you.
I mean, he hit you one
I
time
could-
and you went down to a knee.
I could tell it wasn't painless. You took quite a bit of healing.
But you know that 19 AC you have now is going to come in handy against the dragon.
Better than a 16.
Hmm.
So you're telling me you guys want me to summon it or no?
Why do you keep on saying summon and bring here? I think what we said was try to talk to it.
Oh,
Sing a
don't
lullaby
think it said-
to it. Aren't you a
I don't think
bard?
it said
Isn't
anything
that what
about
bards do?
summon or bring it or any of that. I think we. Anyway, I just find it really weird that you actually listened to us this time.
I
That would be
mean,
a first.
hey, I'm just because I'm curious doesn't mean I'm gonna put people in harm's way.
Oh,
All right,
really?
it's got a steak for you here.
Hell yeah.
Cece slaps down a voluptuous roast lamb that's been turned into a steak. Real rosemary, different herbs, potatoes mashed down, and a little bit of the brown gravy from the stew, and then some winter asparagus.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna pull out a small sack of gold.
Oh,
And I'm gonna put it in his hand. Don't open that out here.
what? Why not?
You don't open that out here.
Most generous to you. I very appreciate it. It's been quite difficult as of late. I've been having some trouble, but it's glad to see all of the. It's glad to see the tavern filling up a little bit. Coming in here, you all still here? Thank you very much. Is there anything else I can get for all of you?
And he's gonna pull out a bag too. Here you go, too. Just for being a good host.
Oh,
Like he said, don't open that in here.
okay. All right. I won't. Thank you so much for all of this. Are you? What it is that the caravan is heading out soon? You all going to be joining it?
Yes, yes, we will.
Leaving in the morning.
I hope the weather is kind to you and fares well. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'll be around. Holler if you need me.
Of course, we will.
Arlo walks away.
Alright, see? There. I've done my good deed.
That you have.
So, on this adventure, who should we be? Like, what's our story?
Well, it sounds like we have a pretty good story already, being shipwrecked and all.
Yeah, but that draws attention to ourselves.
Well,
And being 3 foot tall, carrying around 7-foot weapons doesn't draw attention to us.
yes, I mean, you do stick out like a lightning rod on top of a cathedral.
I mean, we have a walking weapons rack. We have a person who talks to everybody and forgets what they said 2 seconds later. We have a guy who offers sermons pretty much every place that we go. We have a robot essentially walking around with us. I mean, I think honestly, Lance and I are the two most normal ones here, and that's saying something.
Yeah, except
think,
for your sore normal, you stick out like a sore thumb, sir.
What are you talking about?
You're
I think
basic.
it's-
Too basic.
Sure. That's why nobody in this town would ever remember me if we were just here and nothing happened. They wouldn't be able to describe me to anybody. Guaranteed.
Didn't you?
That's your purpose for being so normal, I suppose. Could be worse.
Pretty sure there's that one girl of yours who will definitely remember you.
Maybe she won't. Maybe it wasn't memorable.
Maybe
fair
it wasn't.
point. Fair point.
I know Palu will never forget me.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't. But hey, that stuff doesn't matter.
What do you mean?
I don't need people to remember me. Matter of fact, I would just as much like them to forget me.
Master begins
Never
to
know that I was
shuffle.
around.
Ale swathing down over their gray beard. Oh, young lad. The only thing that keeps you here after you go on to the afterlife, claimed by some serpent, is you people knowing you. Well, you remembered here. You telling me that
experience.
you would like it that people don't know you?
I do like it because in my experience, people remember you because of the wealth you've amassed. And that's what's truly important.
Gold and riches, there's a saying. No often sales. We used to have a song. A great Myos. Coin and riches will get you far. But when that ship sinks, takes you down, drowns you.
He brings up a
Good
point.
saying.
First
I mean,
thing, you empty from your pockets. What you do grab is your loved ones and your friends, and you hold fast.
Yeah, like he said, take it from someone who looks around at
Begins to
lost.
take the flagon down, smacking it down onto the table so no one can get any words out. Begins to stand up, swaying from side to side. Clearly drunk. Captain is face palming at the present moment.
Oh, here, sir. I'll move closer to him so I can.
Yeah. Begins to grab you, pulling you closer, and then wrapping
Yep.
wrapping an arm around you, right in your shoulders. Begins to cheer you. You have so much to learn, and I wish you good fortune. And the waves and the wind may give them to you. Begins to tap down the flagon, raises it up. Cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sits it down.
Captain, where is this gentleman staying? I think he's going to need a little escort home. I'll get him there for you.
I think the quartermaster is deciding they want to get shit-faced, and most likely will either A, sleep here, or B, sleep down below. Much obliged to you. I think I can handle my quartermaster. Grabs the beard and rips them down into the table. What's on the beard? Yeah. Apologies. Overstep. Sorry. The captain motions for another round. Sees Barlow comes back with a large pitcher. Gets to fill off your flagons, then returns back.
Well, yeah, like I was saying, Jax, take it from someone who, let's say, has lost everything. Literally. Having something to look forward to and go back to is better than not having anything at all. Otherwise, what's the point?
I think with enough coin, you always have something to look forward to and go back to.
One can't buy you everything.
Sees the quartermaster begins
Oh,
opening
yeah?
their mouth. The captain motions for the head.
Yeah, it can't replace what I've lost.
Can't replace your father figure.
But it can replace weapons, Donlin.
Yeah, I don't think you've realized why I pick up weapons.
It's okay, Donovan. He'll learn one day. Unfortunately for him, it'll be the hard way.
I won't forget you, Jax.
Oh, I won't either.
Indeed, you
Appreciate it, but
struck quite the memorable pose.
In my immortal existence, I will forever remember each and every one of you.
Oh, thanks, you big softy.
Pleasure.
What if someone holds a magnet up to your
Well,
You'll
let's not
probably
find
get
out.
stuck.
head? Like wipe the hard drives.
Do magnets
hard
exist?
drive.
Wipe the hard drives. My memory core. Ah! This works in the 20th century.
Yeah.
Work in this world, right?
This is why there are no Warforged going through the airport at TSA. I'm just saying.
Not that you know
oh
of.
my god.
No, those are Cylons.
Damn T1000s.
So we set out at first light, huh?
Sounds good to me.
Michael, as all this was going on, did I notice Barlow, after he took the bags of money, go take them anywhere?
They stashed it within a stone drawer that exists on the bar counter. They haven't counted it. currently
But
at the bar
I saw
counter.
him put it in a drawer there.
Yeah, it's in a stone drawer at the bar counter. They're currently handling 2 customers that are there, and then they're beginning to clean some flagons from a wash tub that's underneath the bar as well.
Thanks.
All right. Oh, sorry, I was gonna say with all this, gotta get up early. It's not too late, but still need my beauty sleep. Not as much, not all of us can.
We should
Look
have gone
like
into that a
that.
while ago if that's what you were going for.
Hey, just remember your basic.
I mean,
Got you there.
We
True.
should start calling him Pumpkin Spice.
pumpkin spice. I don't get the reference there.
I'll get you
Most
some
basic
Uggs.
of seasoning.
I gotta get the tennis shoes with 3-inch foam on them though.
I've heard it's
Gotta get them New Balance dad
The New
shoes.
Balance,
I've
yeah.
heard it's quite
Whoa, whoa,
popular
whoa,
at the
whoa.
Stavern called Starbucks. Generally in the winter.
Oh man.
The Bucks of Star.
The Bucks of Star. Honestly, not a bad name for a tavern.
No, really not.
All right, well,
I
Don's
got
gonna
nothing
take
else
his
for
drink,
tonight.
and he's gonna go start practicing outside with his new pike that he just got.
Okay. Oh, you're going to go outside practicing. Go and roll a perception check.
Did you really just walk through the wall? Just so
Hell
you
yeah!
Climb it over
It's
the
a
rubble.
door now.
Yeah, it's
effectively.
basically just
True.
rubble.
Oh
no
yeah, you're
shit.
doing good. Donlin cuts himself.
With a
Down
perception
there.
check, sir.
Go practicing.
Oh.
Swinging your weapon left and right. Has a fine tipped edge. It's dark steel pike. Has these intricate runes along the handle that kind of glow with purplish energy as you twist the handle and go for stabs. The Bayonet of Stonefist is still there, but easily removed if you wish. You're just kind of working it around. It's a solid metallic pike. It's like hollowed out dark steel metal. The handle. It's kind of intricate design, welded to be sturdy, structurally sound, and lethal.
Oh, I could get used to this.
It's going to be perfect for your build of Polar Mastery and of Sentinel.
Which will
Yeah.
last exactly 2 weeks before you die.
Maybe I
Oh,
take Great
man.
Weapon Master to go with this nice new pike and cap out my damage.
So, Donlin, as you're deciding to practice, here there is a clown. It's a form of black, slightly above you. As you look into it, you see the face of me beginning to blink. Looks towards you.
Huh. I guess this is where I hold the pike up, right? So that way, you know.
So the lightning has a focus.
Yeah.
This is what the perception check. That's all it was for.
Man.
We'll take Sentinel. I'll do Great
Take,
Weapon
you do
Master.
whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Just might have to
You
come
should
to some
definitely take
home.
both.
Might have to come to some homebrew
I-
thing with making sure you can't cheese.
No, that's fine.
The
What's
shenanigans
up?
with some of the stuff that
One-
I have now, we could shenanigans the crap out of it.
1 feet per attack. So either I get the Polearm Master or I get the, the Sentinel.
Is it really only 7:10, by the way, or is that just from when we walked here?
Oh, in terms of time, I'll fast track.
Yeah,
time. Yeah, sure. We'll get it towards the night.
Just curious.
I mean, it takes about 20, 30 minutes. Y'all didn't have any other stops. You weren't stopping anywhere, so you came right here to the tavern. And from there, you're drinking, you're eating. I mean, you can be here for a couple hours having nice chatter and kind of conversation. The patrons are kind of coming and going. I'll probably remove, I would say, this kind of last table to show there's not a whole lot of people that are in here. Probably one bar. Barlow is tending to things here and there. And I'll probably say they're in the kitchen at the present moment.
All right, with that, I will see you guys in the morning. And Pip is gonna just make his way back.
Okay. You head downstairs towards the basement, which is still structurally sound. The rooms are still there. Should be able to click onto the stairway. Yeah, should work for you. You notice the captain and the quartermaster still drinking, ordering more from Barlow, and they have coin to pay from their purses. The drinks are extremely cheap here, and they're just getting drunk, talking about old sailing stories and different things of their adventures. And the captain, as more drunk as they go, you're beginning to kind of get some more conversation of what the captain did in the past. Seems that they were a pirate in the past. They begin to mention the name, the Golden Hand. At this point, the night kind of coming with its chill. You feel tired with how much work you've done. Face of the DM still there, staring at you the entire time. Just kidding. And you begin to feel confident with your new weapon, that you'll be able to strike true when the need arises.
That'd be a first.
If he's not conscious.
Look, I'm going downstairs. Y'all are rude ass. Actually, first I'm gonna swing by the tavern bar, and I'm gonna ask for a keg, pony keg.
Barlow comes up. How can I help you? What do you need?
Can I get a pony keg? You're special. I'm gonna go downstairs and get drunk.
A pony? Yeah. Well, begins to leave, head for the cellar. On that, some time has passed. You see as Barlow comes back, lays down a small pony keg, 5 gallons. Want me to tap it for you?
Yeah, if you could, I'm gonna.
Also, the spigot begins to take a wooden mallet. Bam! Taps into the cask, spins it around for you. Should be nice and frothy. It's a fresh brew. Enjoy.
Appreciate that. Thanks,
You are most
Barlow.
welcome. Yes, thank you so much.
I'm just gonna walk right over the tables. Don't worry about me.
Hell yeah, man. Actually, I pictured Donlan as walking under the tables,
Oh, fair.
just kind of carrying the pony keg.
Hitting into the massive wooden benches of the tables.
Yeah, man. He's more focused on getting downstairs to get some rest, you know?
Lance, your supplies of herbs and medicines doing okay?
That's still fine. I think we'll pick up a little bit along the road, but don't think I'll need to purchase much more for now.
Yeah, we seem to use that quite a bit with this group, so
Yes. Sure seems so.
would hate to see you run out.
Oh, well. I'm just glad it's being put to good use.
Kanan, I don't know, for some reason I'm stuck on this, but like all of us have stones. Don't you think it's a little weird? Somehow we linked up and you're here with us and you don't have a stone?
I mean, I suppose it's an interesting coincidence. But the captain.
So you believe in?
And I'd be willing to bet that the captain does not possess such knowledge.
I mean, that's a fair point, but the only reason he's here is because of the dragon.
Well,
We were all on the
only
ship
reason
together.
Any of us are here.
Someone say my name?
You don't have
No,
any strange magical stones on your person, do you?
Shifts down. Strange magical stones? Well, my wife would say I do, but no, I don't.
Calls them strange. Perhaps you should get a physician to.
Listen, if you've been married as long as I have, just let that shit blow right by you.
Duly noted.
No, I don't have any sort of magical stone.
We suspected it much. It was more of a thought experiment.
So you tip down the bench, continues to talk to the courtmaster.
I don't know. It just seems like with all the information we have from everyone, it seems like our little group of people, minus the other people in the ship, like the captain and the quartermaster, have kind of been singled out by Damodar, and everyone else. And I don't know. I mean, we all have one, and here you are. I don't know. Maybe it's a coincidence. I, for one, don't know if I believe in coincidence or not.
We've seen our associate Pip now stumble across 2 additional items of similar fashion. Could very well be that one is meant to find its way to me. It is just yet to make it.
Oh, I mean, I guess that's not unfair. I had no idea what this was, what mine even was. It was just happened to be one of the first few things that I acquired. It was not easy to come by for me.
Life is full of mysteries that take all sorts of interesting shapes and forms.
Yes, they do. Much like everyone's stories and truths.
World is, as ever, simply as we perceive it.
Very true. Very true. I think I'm gonna go have a little walk around town real quick before I go downstairs and go to bed.
I think I'll turn in now.
Try not to act clingy. We're leaving tomorrow.
Thanks for the advice, but don't forget she's leading the caravan. I'll be okay. Then I'll walk off.
Not used to the door either.
Nope. I just wanted to walk through the wall.
It's the French door. It's just,
It's the
Yeah.
French door. Love it.
Yeah.
One big fucking French door. All right, Jax, what are you intending to do on your escapade?
So I'm waiting for the tavern to clear out.
Okay. How late?
It takes
However
either
long it takes.
either passed out or if they're passed out, then I'll count that as cleared out. But yeah, just looking for it to be empty.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll go ahead and advance the time clock.
Rob Barlow.
It's going to get
What are
to
you talking
about 11:40ish, almost to midnight. Captain, the quartermaster, now stumbling down below, and the rest of the patrons are going to disappear. Now, you told me that you were interested in terms of when it would clear out. This is kind of the time. Lance, you're going to be downstairs.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and move your token down.
Yeah,
here.
I didn't bother moving since we probably just advancing right past it.
Oh, good. Go ahead. Pull you to scene.
Would where nobody can see me change my appearance to just some other random person I've seen around town. Doesn't matter, guy, girl, just some other random person.
Okay. And then, Lehman, you're deciding to just sentry rest up above?
Yeah, just staring out the big opening. Kind of like I'm always in guard mode, watching over the group. Kind of
Solid. Okay. So, you in your sentry rest mode, always in guard mode. See, you describe yourself, Jax, in your state.
I'm just one of the people we've seen around town. No, nothing special about him. Does not look like Jax though. Did you know? So kind of like probably a beard. Looks like a miner. Probably put some time in the mines. Middle aged. Just somebody you'd see around town in this area.
I just ignore it because it doesn't seem like a threat. Looks like
Okay.
your typical guy, right?
Okay, so and I would see Lehman there, I assume, right?
Yes.
All right. So based on what happened earlier, then I'm gonna go up behind the bar,
Mhm.
and I would like to see if I can't find and see if it's locked the stone drawer that I saw the money go into earlier.
Okay. You see that there are two sets of two layer levels of drawers, right? It's two sets. Kind of getting an understanding of where one might be, and you should make an intelligence check. Yeah, so 5. All these stone drawers look pretty much identical to them. You have a perception check of knowing which drawer it is, so you kind of move over to that one. There's no locks on them. There doesn't seem to be any sort of way to lock them. This is a solid stone bar, and the drawers are kind of carved out and placed of the stone. There's a wash tub underneath where you're at, and then there's 3 kegs. They're tap that they can be pulled from, Barlow Special, another ale, Dwarvish Stout that's there. And then there's kind of drawers and other things indented into the walls, as well as rags kind of hanging down from metallic kind of hangers. So you're kind of making over to that drawer, and you just begin to open it. Are you trying to hide what you're doing here, or are you just going?
I mean, I don't want to be loud opening the drawer, but I'll just open the drawer.
Okay, gonna make a sleight of hand check.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
You are
Kidding
me right now,
tonight,
man.
So as you begin to open the drawer, it is a stone
I haven't
drawer.
rolled over a 5.
And
just so we
there
know
is a
this.
lot of friction. It is very loud. As you do this, you actually chip into some of the stone accidentally on side of it, and you just kind of break into it a little bit. And you think you broke it, but you didn't, but created this kind of echo noise. Lehman, you hear this. You also see this. That there is some person that is opening a drawer of Barlow's counter. At the same time, Jax, you hear the sound of, oh, what was that? Coming from the door of the north of the counter.
At this point, I will move out and away into the shadows.
See as Barlow walks out, Lehman looks around from left to right. Customers! Oh, no wood. But someone needed a nightcap. Oh well.
I'll go into a shadowy alleyway or somewhere, turn back into Jax,
Okay.
or what everybody knows as Jax anyway. And then I will work my way around to the front. Oops, ran to a wall, and I'll come open the door, come in the front.
Okay. After about
Oh.
maybe 15, 20 minutes, you see Lehman.
Yeah.
Jack's going to walk through the door.
Good night, Lehman.
I'm still just resting and just staring away.
It's a radar. I just imagine your character just doing a radar.
Oh,
Like-
Lehman's definitely curious if you want to know his inner thoughts. It's 11-7 at night. Some weird guy walks in, starts fondling a drawer after Jax left, and Jax just comes walking back in. But Lehman doesn't concern himself with the squabblings of the mortal.
Squabblings of the mortals, yeah. You're just like, that's not a dragon. Don't
Pretty
register.
much.
Yeah, gotcha.
So
It was
you know,
red.
the most ironic part with this is I actually wasn't going to steal anything. I was going to put more gold in there.
Oh, you say that now.
Yeah, now that you got caught.
No, I wasn't going to steal anything. I was going to put more gold in.
What's the streaming? 720p? You got caught. No, 1080p. You got caught.
We
1080p.
4K.
sir.
we stream at 1080p. Yeah, I can't do 4K.
No, I was gonna put another 500 gold in there because I figured it cheated him out with only 200. So I have no idea how much Donlin gave him.
20.
But
I mean, to be fair, you don't know how much Pip actually gave him. He just said.
well, that's true
200.
too. You said 200, so that's what I was going off of. So you're right. You could have given him 1,000. I doubt it, but you could have.
I could have given
So-
him 10.
10 gold, yeah, you absolutely could have.
I would have fucked.
So anyway, so that's all for me for the night.
Okay. So after 8 hours has passed, everyone can go ahead and take a long rest. Leaving this time, there's definitely people who are coming in to the tavern to get themselves some breakfast as well as some drinks. Trader folk that might be heading out, as the pass is shutting down. So remember, I kind of described there is not very many weeks till this pass is going to shut down. So Harak Mining Company needs to get these caravans out as quickly as possible, and then they kind of go into the dormancy of a couple months where they can't really use the pass, and they'll try to bear it even in the winter. So as you all are rising here, the tavern is again lively. The wind is still kind of pressing through. The captain and the quartermaster are still yet to rise for obvious reasons, getting very right drunk, sharing stories and things. Barlow sees you all as you're making way to the table, and after helping some customers at the bar, simply walks over with a dirty, bloodied apron overdraped and a cleaver stashed to the side, most likely from gutting and cleaning an animal and preparing that for the lunch and the dinner. Looks towards all of you. All right, well, on the menu today, we have some smoked sausages, bloodied, and, well, got some taters I made into a nice hash brown for you all, and how does it sound?
Sounds great for our last
Sounds-
meal
sounds
for a few
fantastic.
days.
Delicious.
That's great. Yes, well, I thought you might all be earning to fix your bellies nice and hearty, so I'll get extra portions for you all, and would you like something to drink?
Oh, yes.
Ale.
Ale. Yes, Barlow Special, ale,
Ah, no, something a little
stout.
softer to wake up.
soft, well, definitely the regular ale. Soft. It's mainly, he looks towards you, Lance. It's like water.
Just a little bit of wake up.
Yep.
No need to go so hard in the morning.
Yeah, well, I understand. All right, we get you all some ales. Anything else?
I think that will be good. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Right back.
Don't suppose they have avocado toast.
Stops and turns around. Avocado toast, you say? Well, I've heard that is quite popular on many cafe shops in Beode. Something about avocados being mashed and spread on a grain that's been baked. So simple, yet so creamy.
It is a delicacy.
I don't have those here, unfortunately. Pass you on the back. Maybe be able to. If you ever get there. Chuckles himself.
That
Passes
is
the
the
kitchen.
intention.
Then comes back, begins to give you all your drinks and your ales onto the table, pouring them out from pitchers this time, eating themselves, and then goes back into the kitchen, grabbing plates, sitting down, taking multiple trips to give you large heaping portions of these fine browned hash browns that are quite oily and different sorts of animal fat, and then these bloodied smoked sausage that's heaped onto these metal plates, forks provided to you. Barlow lowers the head. It has been a pleasure serving you all, and I don't get customers quite like all of you very often. If you ever find yourselves at High Rock again, do stop at the Frosty Hill. Drinks on me, yeah?
Arlo,
Definitely.
have you ever thought about leaving?
No. This is my home. I was one of the first here at High Rock. After the clan that segregated themselves and formed the mine disbanded, I built this tavern with my own hands. In Thonia, I was a brewer and did some masonry work. Found myself a nice little silver
That's what
stash.
the dwarf does.
Yeah, thank you. Got a little silver stash tucked away from a relative. Well, I sold all of it, traded up some gold, and paid for supplies. This is my life. My blood. Blood is in stone. Rock in stone.
Yeah, boy.
No
Yes,
ref.
of course.
I was gonna say no reference to a Deep Rock Galactic. Rock and Stone. If you ever played that game, you gotta check it out.
That's pretty hilarious.
It's pretty great.
Swords off. Tears starts streaming down the face. As licks towards you, Lance.
Yes.
Right, God would say, Rumgall.
From God, dude.
Very familiar dwarvish good deal arrangement when business has been concluded. It's a pleasurable business.
Indeed.
Almost if your contract is now at an end. Earl then turns around.
It is.
It's to walk back.
Well,
I don't know.
the deed's
but I
been
think I
done,
had
so
a tavern keeper so emotional over my departure from his place of business.
Hey, look, there you go, Jack. Someone might remember you. Outside of us.
I doubt it. Although I guess a dragon crashing through the wall of your tavern and the party that was responsible for it.
Us leaving is probably a good thing for him, given the track record.
He may not want to remember us, despite everything he just said.
At this point, Pip is going to stand on the table and just yell, "Hey, Barlow!"
You're gonna stay at the table and just yell Barlow?
What has
Mhm.
possessed you?
Looks towards you.
Just to remember, we'll remember you, especially this guy, Jax, the basic guy at the end.
Holds up a fist towards you. The thumbs up.
Thank you. Down. There you go, Jax. That should make an impression.
That was awkward. Shall we
You
move
made
on to
more
the
of an
caravan?
impression on him than you made on any lady in this town. That's impressive.
Yeah, well,
Riley is a good man.
some of us have more.
Mhm.
Once you grow older, you'll find more than just that as being a success.
I guess it's time to head to the caravan here.
Wrong way.
Find that usually when there are tears,
I
it is
knew
time
that.
to depart.
You don't need to move your tokens.
I 100% knew I was going the wrong way.
So, with your breakfast is breakfast 8, drinks drink, then begin to depart the Frosty Ale. I'm going to go ahead and activate this map here. Transition the ambiance back to the tundra here. I'll kind of create the small crowd, pacing through the actual village square, the town square, and begin to head into the direction of the field house. Now, is there anything anybody wants to get in terms of business here, or are we going directly there?
I don't need anything for Jax.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
Okay, good.
That's fine.
All right, advancing the time clock a little bit here. So, as you begin to make your way to the field house, you begin to use the switchbacks, and something that is far more presented to you here than before. The crowd gathering is quite large. The actual tents here, it seems that people have kind of the morning off, so a lot of miners have come out of the actual mine itself, so showcasing that up on the hill, which is the north of you, technically to the east of this map. And then the blacksmiths, right, they've kind of come outwards near the warehouse and are kind of checking out the wagons, making sure that they're ready to go, right, for the journey, even more so than they have done before. You can see that these wagons are pulled by mountain goats. They're not pulled by
Yes.
they're pulled by mountain goats. In fact, there is quite a lot of these. 11 mountain goats to each of these wagons. So there is quite a lot of them. And strikingly, not more, since of how heavy and large these wagons actually are, suggesting these goats are quite excellent pulling them. And the climate and the conditions presented. They are hitched in rather intricate ways, mainly to not take them off. So it seems it might just kind of be hitched for the journey ahead and released only if absolutely necessary. The wagons themselves are outfit to a stagecoach with a driver's seat that is slightly covered there. And then the actual stagecoach has an actual cast iron kind of fireplace inside of them. There's a kind of a trunk space or like a bonnet carriage space there. Underneath, maybe it's like a scuttle door type thing. And then there is plenty of room for supplies and other intricacies. Now, the stagecoach, once empty, they can actually accompany a couple individuals sleeping inside of them at a time. And then you have the bed space. And the bed space is filled with iron ore. Of course, these wagons showcase nothing really filled into them. But we are presented that they are filled, the iron kind of heaping through. Those are covered with a netting. Right, so an actual kind of fish net that's more wide, netting that's lashed to that bed to allow for the iron ore to keep the iron ore inside and not really, thrown out during the journey. So it would seem upon your arrival, if you're coming here, a lot of the crowd kind of giving thanks and just kind of talking amongst themselves, standing. This is a little bit of a celebration, right? This is basically hard work completed for a lot of the miners. Noticing that the season is kind of coming to an end for them. Yes, they do work 24/7, but they can't actually move wagons through the pass for a month or a month and a half or so. And so they're a little bit left here saying, hey, we're going to meet a quota at some point, and then we're going to be able to kind of cease operations or slow them down, right? So we're not going to be working as much or working as tirelessly as we have. Kalan seems to have taken the lead on this journey, taking the lead wagon. Then you have Burrow in the middle, who is actually asleep at the present moment. And then there is Timothy on the third and last wagon, who is kind of motioning about, shifting themselves, seemingly quite scared and unconfident. Pelu has a kind of a almost like a clipboard type thing, right? Kind of like almost a notebook or a journal, double pages. One of them is laid onto the forearm, the bicep, and the other one's to the forearm. And then has an ink pen, is kind of looking at the wagons, writing things down, and seems to be talking to Kalan quite a lot at the present. So we're going to go ahead and unpause it.
Well, darling, let's go say goodbye to Pelu for you.
Right, yes. So you want to head left after the signage. And turns and looks. Ah, yes. Ah, good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome.
Early. Why are you yelling?
Why am I yelling? I'm not yelling. I'm talking quite
yelling.
normally. Are you... Looks towards you and begins to whisper. Are you drunk?
What? No,
Are you hungover, Dudley?
No, I'm drunk.
You what?
A little bit of morning drinking.
Don't worry about it.
He just couldn't
have
stand the
half a
thought of
keg
being
left.
without you, Pelu.
Well, that
He
is
was mourning leaving you.
very sweet. Very sweet, my dear. Grabs you a little bit onto the shoulder and begins to pass forward. I will try to keep my voice down for those who may have had a little bit too much to drink last night, maybe this morning. We have 3 of these wagons. You're more than welcome to ride. They fit driver's seats, so one of you can ride with the actual driver on the seat. And the actual stagecoaches at the present moment are quite filled. There's not really any room inside of the stagecoaches, but you could ride over the iron ore or walk alongside. The goats do not pull very fast, so they actually will move slightly slower than all of you at times, depending if they are going uphill. But my gosh, they are quite resilient when it comes to the elements, and they are what you need in getting through the ice and escape of these mountains. Well. So, Kalan's in the lead, Burrow in the second, and Timothy in the third. Are there any questions you all have for me?
Think we can get some more things to ride at the stable?
What do you mean, things to ride?
I mean, I don't want to walk. Only 3 seats, right?
Oh, you can always climb on top of the wagons and just ride on top of the wagons if you wish.
You could probably ride one of the goats.
Yeah, I suppose you could. I can get you a goat, Donald. Would you like one?
Yeah, I'll take a goat.
Oh my god, here we go with the animals again.
Goat is so dead.
Goat is so
Rest in
dead.
peace, goat.
Jeez.
You see as Palu motions for a couple of the miners to head towards the blacksmith, which is where the corral, the stable is, to potentially get another goat here. And they begin to pull that goat in the direction of you. See as the goat looks towards you. Palu begins see as the miner folk begins to tell them the name. Ah, yes, this is Ralph. Ralph Don. Goat looks towards you.
Hi, Ralph. I'm gonna like pat him on the head. Oh,
And tries to ram you. You brace the head. Now, Ralph, down, Ralph, down, Ralph. Easy there. Begins to pull a small carrot from a back pouch and gives it to Ralph. Ralph begins to munch on it. See, Ralph was not fit to be hitched to wagons. Ralph has a little bit of a temper. It's perfect for you, Donovan.
I'm sure he and I will get along just fine, right, Ralph? And I'm just gonna get on Ralph
Looks towards you.
before. Oh.
Tries to ram you as you try to get on. Roll animal handling.
This will go great.
Nice. Successful. See, as you begin to mount Ralph successfully here, I'm going to go ahead and now you've done this successfully. I'm going to actually configure their artwork here, or their token, I should say, to allow them to be mounted.
You picture Donlin straddling this goat like bareback, and he's using the head as like how to steer it.
I just feel so bad for this goat right now.
You feel bad for the goat?
Oh yeah.
Do be like that though.
The goat's tried to hit me like 3 times. Okay.
Yeah, Donlin might only weigh 80 pounds, but he's carrying like 400 pounds of shit.
No, I got
So
rid
that's-
of all the shit. Remember? I gave them all the shit.
Sure.
We're talking about just your own stuff.
Yeah, just your shit.
I mean, yeah, my stuff's not that heavy. Only like 100 pounds. It's less
You're
than all
sure
the
about
iron
that?
ore they're fucking hauling.
I just know history with animals here.
What history with animal? This is my first animal in this campaign. Okay.
All right, you're on Ralph.
Hell yeah!
Be able to move around. Actually, hold on. I think I got to
Look
configure
how
it.
tiny you are.
I am super tiny.
Game is now operating at scale.
Here, hold on. I gotta fix Ralph. Ralph is Ralph does not like to be moved while they're being rode.
I wouldn't either, to be fair.
And I think I also need to give you permission to Ralph. So give me a second.
Fucking Ralph.
Fucking. Alright, let's try this again. Actually, I should teach you how to mount Ralph because that would be easier. So you should have ownership of Ralph. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to select Ralph, shift, select yourself, and then you're going to right-click Ralph.
Oh, and there's
Actually-
a horse icon.
Hold on, the opposite. You're going to click yourself first, click the rider first, then click the mount. Okay, so have both of you selected. Then right-click the mount and click Mount Donlin and Ralph onto Ralph.
I'm guessing
Believe.
that's the horse icon
Yeah,
because it doesn't pop up a title
on.
for it.
maybe that's not how to do it. Gosh, I'm forgetting. I never used this module, ever. There's a specific way to do it. I was looking for a hotkey.
Because yeah, I see a horse. So when I do that, there's a horse. When I don't do that, there's no horse. So I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. And it should do it. Yes! It works!
Hell yeah, it is the horse.
Yep, there we go. Fantastic. Can't guarantee it won't break, but you know, it looks cool. I never use it a lot, so. All right, well, you are on Ralph, and apparently miniaturizes your token. I love it. Probably so you can see the mount underneath you.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, so you begin to mount Ralph, getting a successful animal handling check. You are on top of Ralph, beginning to ride them around. Ralph is not very fast, but they're faster than you. They move 40 feet. So there you go.
Hell yeah, now I don't have to walk.
Caleb begins to walk out a little bit of ways. Harak Mining Company! I am your humble and esteemed leader, Pelu Reza. And we are here on this day. Can you not hear me? Mr. Walker, people are beginning to grunt and vocalize. He sees Pelu climbs upon to the stagecoach, the lead wagon. I am Pelu Reza, your esteemed and humble leader, the Harak Mining Company. Yes, I'm the one who pays you wages. Yes, you should know me by now. Anyways, we're here gathered to remark on a momentous occasion with the 182nd Harak Mining Caravan departure and voyage. And we're out of applause. Yes. Right.
And
yes. Thank you. Let's all wish them good luck. Whatever deity they worship, Godspeed, and most of all, come back to us. Yes. All right. Caleb begins to hop down, steps into the snow. Good. Bye.
Bye.
You all begin to move. All right.
Unsafe.
Too fancy. I like how
This poor
Dom-
goat is gonna die.
Did you know? Do you see what health
Doomed
it
it.
has?
Yeah, I did. This poor horse, this poor fucking goat is gonna die.
It's great.
Send it straight to Goat Holla.
Straight to Goat Holla. Okay, so now that we are on the voyage, we are beginning to work into the direction of the Frosthorn Pass. Frosthorn Pass. I'm going to go ahead and configure to all players for server here. Icon should show up. Intimidating and narrow trek for these mountains. Elevation 1. You're going to get up to 3,200 feet. Ascension through sparse evergreen trees and narrow crevices. The actual journey through the pass takes a series of days, not counting the day of departure getting through to that. Now, the weather has been particularly favorable, and so you're actually going to merge the first day of getting there and the ascension right too. And then you have a day kind of trekking through the pass, and then you'll have your descension on the end of the third day. Really how it goes. So now we're into downtime-ish, right? Where you can work on maybe learning a skill. Maybe you're wanting to get a tool proficiency. Or you're wanting to go off and get some creature materials. Right? For every 3 days, you can actually get one creature material of a rarity that you are rank 4 for the tool. Also, do some crafts with your tools if you're in the appropriate area for your tool. This sort of thing. Now, when I stress downtime activities, I usually try to make sure to do things that are kind of narratively fitting for your character. You don't have to do everything and anything, because your character wouldn't do that. You know, they might, find themselves not wanting to do anything. They might just want to drink, eat, enjoy, or perhaps they want to stay alert. They want to make sure their perceptions are always there, watching for anything that might attack the caravan. So it's really up to you all to decide what you want to do on this voyage. It really starts with just thinking of some things that your character would do on a caravan through a tundra Arctic environment.
I think Donlan will be working on his animal handling with Ralph.
I feel like you wouldn't have a choice.
Fair.
You're going to be working on your animal handling with Ralph.
Yeah.
Going to make an animal handling check. $19. So, Donlan, you're not really going to be working on proficiency per se with your animal handling here. You're actually going to be working on getting Ralph into a suitable mount for war. You're beginning to
Oh, yeah.
instruct Ralph that this is what you do when you charge with your pike down at your enemies. Ralph is a bit of an aggressive goat and actually is quite happy they're not being tethered, tied up, and hitched to the wagons, free to roam as they please, beginning to build a relationship with Ralph, which is what you're actually doing on this journey. It's what I actually commonly do with people who want mounts that they want to be named or they want war horses, right? Building this relationship with them. Remember, in rule-wise, how I play is that a riding horse or a common mount, actually, you can't just ride them into combat. You actually need to roll animal handling checks, or they're going to try to run away, basically become their own scared animal as they try to get away from the fight. So really what you're doing, Donlan, here, making your goat into a war goat.
Hell yeah.
Feeding
Or
them,
go Ralph, man.
bulking
We're gonna
them
get
up,
laughed out of towns.
potentially getting more HP. Let's see. Maybe we get to a theme you make a bardic. Who knows? That's armor. Here you go. Anyways, anybody else?
Just that armor on me. Getting confused.
Okay, so transferring over your infusion from the previous armor to the plate.
What's your AC out to play? 22?
Yeah, 22. When
Yo.
I confuse it.
Yeah, you go up to 22 after the infusion.
So that's crazy.
I think Pip would honestly, if I was to guess, would try the ring again. A lot of downtime. He would definitely try to.
What are you
See this-
attempting to do?
He's just gonna attempt to speak Draconic to it to see if he can hear anything back. Not trying to summon anything, just trying to speak into it.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
You got a backup character, right?
Yeah. Oh, fun.
So, have you begin to focus on your stone. As you do so, you begin entranced by it. Continuing that same, I want to speak to the dragon. This is what you're doing. You begin to focus on the stone, it begins to pull you through into it and transmine it. You then are completely unaware, really, of what's around you, and a voice, and the sounds of cracking ice and splintering rock. The voice comes through that. Bearer of the white stone. Where are you?
I am somewhere. Where are you?
Preparing to feast on your bones after I kill you.
Oh, you say the nicest things to me. I'm assuming this is the dragon we spoke to earlier, that happened to come crashing in the bar just to see little old me.
I am Ithrin.
Well, hi, Ithrin. My name is, well, you can call me what you want with the right price. So,
Feel a force of energy wash through your mind. This connection is not just one way, it's both ways. Make a wisdom saving throw. 19. It feels as if dragon is trying to read your thoughts through the stone. Find out where you are.
naughty, naughty dragon. So, why you gotta be so mean? Can't we just talk like civilized people?
What do you want to know?
I just want to know what a mighty beast like you is doing listening to a sorcerer.
You have no idea of the power you tamper with.
You are
You-
absolutely right.
Insignificant. Weakling. Little worm. I will suck you from the ground, slurping you into my stomach after I chew and gnaw you mercilessly. Feel another wave as they attempt to read your thoughts again. Make another wisdom saving throw.
You can at least buy me dinner first.
Oh, you will be my dinner. As well as
And
your
if I'm
friends. All of you chosen one. I will consume.
So if I'm such a weakling, then why'd you run like a bitch?
As I have stated, you have no idea of the power you hold.
You're right, and apparently you do. So why you gotta be mean when I'm just trying to be nice?
How about you tell me where you are, and then I will tell you of the power of which you hold.
How about you tell me where your boss is, and he'll one day see it for himself. One day.
You are such a fool.
A little bit.
And if you have any inclination of who or what has had possession of that, you would know your question was pure idiocy. Roll another wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god.
Okay, we need to stop that dragon. I'm not doing it to you. Well, wait, or could I? Can I try to do the same thing he does to me to him?
What are you attempting to do?
I want to see if I can get the location of exact location of where he is and or um uh Damodar.
Okay. Which one?
I guess I'll knowing him, he'd probably want to know where the dragon is first, so he knows. Like,
So as you begin to work with the stone and trying to push through the direction the dragon to read their thoughts, it's clouded, frost and ice, a shield perhaps, or the barriers of the dragon's own mind. Regardless of it, there's no thoughts that you read.
well, looks like we're at a standstill.
That we are done. You see as the connection is severed. You are pulled back, showcasing to you that the dragon is just as easy to end the connection that you presented forth. Do you want to try to brace your mind and deform it?
I'm sorry, I missed that. The form.
So you braced your mind in order to form this connection. And the dragon is as easy to end that connection as it was difficult to form that connection, I should say. So it is a two-way communications, and it seems that even though you might be holding that connection, they as well can end that connection, similar to a telephone.
No.
Collapses for both.
Well, since he hung up on me, I'll hang up on him too, so to speak. And end the connection or break it.
Okay.
He's just
So
gonna
is
look.
this... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm saying he's just gonna look around and see if anyone noticed anything.
Really not much to notice. All you did was kind of look into your stone and just kind of space out for a little bit.
He's just gonna say to himself, rude. And then most likely just go back to playing his lute or something just to kill time.
Okay.
So mine's not necessarily anything during the day, but at night I want to pay attention to Kanan to see if he takes off armor or leaves his pack or stuff, sitting around, so I can potentially come back and revisit it the next night.
Okay.
Yeah, and as we discussed, Lance will just be busy, track it off to the side, see if there's anything worth salvaging for components, pull it back, not slow the group down, just hack it off with a hatchet or his dagger, and then take it back and take a look at it later.
What creature material are you trying to go after?
That's a good question because I don't have the Excel sheet on this machine. Probably plant matter. I don't think I have time to hunt anything per se, so just picking up plants along the path
Okay.
that I think could be useful.
And then do you know what rank you are in the tool?
I can pull up my character sheet and look, which should be saved in my journal. I have one alchemist tools check completed so far.
Okay, so you're still
Which should be two because I did at least the dose of bombs and
each one is going to be, so it's going to be two. It's going to be two crafts because you haven't done the rest of the bombs yet. So you've done two crafts so far. Brings you,
I think three because I did two of the giant's blood, one of the bombs.
Okay. Great.
And then one medicine check for helping the town, so I should be at 4, I believe.
Okay. So with that, you're still not an apprentice. You're still a novice. I think in this conditions probably applicable for harvesting common in terms of materials. So I'll go ahead and drag in one bundle right now, just so for the first 3 days, and you can continue kind of harvesting the plant matter as we go along. 16 for their deal. Anybody else?
No, I'm good.
Just looking.
Okay.
I'm just looking for a pattern with Kanan. I'm finding this stone.
Something
Aiden, what
that's
do you-
not there,
It's
possibly.
gonna be funny when he doesn't have a stone, and that was part of his backstory.
Could be, but with these rolls I've had tonight, he's gonna catch me doing it anyway. So
I guess the question then is Kanan, are you removing your armor? Like, what are you doing during the camp? I guess.
I mean, he travels pretty light, but yeah, I would imagine he just packs down his armor and whatever just next to him when he goes to bed. So he doesn't really carry a whole bunch of stuff. A little more now since we looted the key or the manor.
Mhm.
A little.
Keep in mind, how much stuff do we actually have in the bag of holding?
Well,
I don't think we have a lot. Who has that? Is it you, Pip?
Yeah.
Isn't it filled with gold and platinum
I think that's really all that's in there, right?
Yeah, it's just the money. That's what I want.
and the diamonds?
The diamonds.
All 5 of them.
Yep,
Yep,
all 5.
5 of those diamonds.
Mhm.
There definitely wasn't 6 indentations in that box or anything. Nope.
It wasn't like a freaking felt outladen box. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
So, Kaden, business as usual for you. You're not doing anything, taking off your armor, anything that, in terms of triggering that would arise. Obviously, it's kind of up to you, Kanan. It's kind of your ability.
Yeah, I mean,
your
I don't-
ballpark here.
I don't think there's any like nothing has happened that would cause him to behave out of character. I don't think.
Okay.
Normal bedtime routine, I suppose.
All right. No bedtime routine. Okay. All right. With that, I'm going to go ahead and collapse this here. Go ahead and advance the time clock. 1, 2, 3 on days. 28th, set the clock. And then I'm going to go just kind of present exactly where you are in your journey and what you're observing, what you're seeing. Okay. While I'm doing that, I'll probably turn on the wind howl music, that blasting through your ears. So, the Frosthorn Pass, again, riddled with evergreen trees as they pass through on the north and south mountain ranges, kind of curling themselves through. It definitely is narrow crevices that are formed. This is really kind of almost like a convergence between the mountain ranges they kind of come through. In fact, you might be like, hey, they're basically the same mountains. This is kind of like a low point in the mountains that you're able to get through. And there's been work done to here. There's people that have kind of chopped down the evergreen trees to try to form barriers along the road so that way there isn't these massive avalanches all the time, and boulders and stones and things have been moved over time. And there's a large showing of stuff that has been diligently done. Then about on the second day of your journey, about midday when you're kind of moving through, you actually see there's a couple wagons that are from traders that are almost like broken down. They've been pushed over and snow is like over top of them now, right? They've just been lost to time. There's some traders that have kind of passed by as well on the first night. They kind of had moved by. They wanted to get through the night and traverse through. As was stated, is that your goats, your caravan moves slower right through just because of how much weight that you have, and you're not being pulled by horses. And you actually kind of reason that if you had horses getting up and down, actually you might add more time too. And so you might end up catching up to those traders depending. But because there's so many goats to take care of and there's so much things to do that you're a little bit late getting up to go as you have to pack up. Now, during camp, what happens here is the actual stagecoaches are open. They begin to pull out these large tent poles that actually are going to fit into the wagon itself and drape over a large canvas like tarp over the actual entirety of all of the goats. Then they pull out a metal brazier, they begin to put in wood, kindling and other supplies they have inside. Kalan then fetches more, and as well as Timothy kind of reaches out, and everyone's kind of doing their part. So you're more than welcome to aid to that. Lighting the fires inside of the tent. Tents themselves, the canvas coverings are wool lined. They provide the warmth from the brazier, the warmth inside. Then Kalan and Timothy, they begin to cut open the sacks of grain and the sorts of feed for the goats, laying it down. Then they pull out additional wool blankets for them, each of them, from the actual stagecoaches, draping them over to keep them warm. And so these are all things that have to happen. It takes a lot of time. So you're able to help with these, maybe speed it up. Then you can sleep in the stagecoach too if you want. You don't have to sleep underneath the canvas kind of tent on the snow with your bedroll. You can actually climb inside the stagecoach if you wish. Getting some nice warmth in there with the wrought iron fireplace, stove that's in there. Yourself's nice and warm. Now, Burrow isn't going to do much of anything. So, Burrow, whoever's with them, I believe it's you, Lance, given your token position when you decided to assign yourself. Burrow actually is asleep most of the time, and so you're actually driving the wagon. And Burrow,
That's fine.
And Burrow on the first night actually just climbs into the stagecoach after removing supplies. It has not really came out of it, so you're kind of having to take care of the animals and set up the tents, following along and getting some aid. And there's no check really required here. It's just more work than maybe intended for adventurers that are kind of guarding the caravan. And Burrow is
check and see if he's still alive.
And Burrow is always asking for things, right? You can hear Burrow yelling inside of the stagecoach every so often for food. And
There's your hands, make holy hands.
Yep. So Lance, you're helping him out. You're doing things and yelling at you sometimes, but Burrow is grateful. Says thank you.
Those stagecoaches do not have restaurants. So it's just like...
Yes, well, I certainly won't be dealing with any waste buckets. That's his job.
Yeah. Burrow might be very old, but yes, they're able to relieve themselves, right, of their own accord. So eventually you get through the pass. Tight crevices that are formed in the evergreen trees that sprawl, they begin to open themselves up. The trees begin to move themselves left and right. The descension now works itself into switchbacks as they begin to navigate back and forth through the density of the evergreens, which become more light as you begin to traverse into the Frostworn Valley. The valley is a massive tundra region, which is relatively flat, except for the occasional boulder, rock structure, ice structure, and the shrubbery, and some of the trees that scatter, clinging to the mountainsides as they curl up. Or the largest wood, Giant's Wood, the north side of the valley, clings high and encompasses in space. Your vision, it's difficult to see because you have had increments of heavy to blizzard-like snows in the past. Now on the descension to medium snow, that's what's ahead of you, still that density. And so you can't really see a whole lot through that. You're only looking at the map and the guide and what Kalan is giving you in terms of information of what's ahead. And Kalan is a ranger. And so even though you're eating dried rations and other things, Kalan actually goes hunting after they have handled the goats and all of the deeds and the needs, right? I should say the needs of this caravan. Kalan actually is going to go hunting, looking for hares and other sorts of creatures they can quickly get at, forage, for berries and things, just to provide a little bit more sustenance on the journey ahead. A warm meal, perhaps. Now we're in the valley. Gone 3 days, reaching the end, the night of that third day. And you've made pretty good way. With a lot of you, you're actually making significant time savings. Packing up, taking away. Imagine you'll probably still be in your descension this night, just reaching a nice camp spot. And so you've actually pushed yourselves into the valley quite a ways, finding yourselves in home. Now we're going to come to the tundra. the howl afoot, pushing itself through. I've created this little camp here. Some of your tokens are underneath the tents, so you don't see them. Those who, if you actually move outside of that space, the tent will appear. It's a kind of an overhead tile of sorts. I don't have any walling or anything included into it. Just because you can simply just kind of move through, right, the tent in space, and I don't really want to create walls for a temporary site of sorts. This kind of showcases. Lehman, I have you perched up upon the stagecoach, just assuming that you're, you're watching and you're alert, right?
I didn't fall through it.
Huh?
I'm not gonna fall through it, weighing some like 500 pounds like I do right now.
You won't fall through it. No, solid wood. Very good construction. I don't think you're going to fall through.
Thanks, the good part.
Yeah. And in the valley, Alon looks over the brazier. Fire and the heat stoking up the flame as the wind howls on the outside of space. Go underneath the tent here. And Mia looks towards you, Jax. And you, Kanan. So they pick themselves up, grabbing the bow, pulling themselves over. I don't know what I have observed, truly. Whatever it is, both better figure it the fuck out. Begins to walk out of the tent.
Well, that was odd.
Man,
You do something to make her upset.
I don't think so. I mean, you haven't done anything since the town. Maybe that's what she's upset about.
Did you forget to call her after?
We had an understanding that maybe on the caravan there's gonna be some more good times, but we both had other things we want to accomplish, and maybe later on in life we would seek each other out. I mean, you haven't been around her, I don't think, as much as I have, but she does have this innate sense to know when things just, I don't know, aren't right. Call it like a sixth sense. I think it probably helps her, hunting, tracking, all that survival crap that doesn't really matter when you're in a city. But it's what's forged her into who she is today.
So you're more comfortable in the city than in the barren wilds and wastelands.
I mean, it's, I think you would probably agree, it's easier to blend in a city than it is out here where there's not many people.
Depends on your tactics, I suppose. It's easy to get lost in a crowd. It is difficult to be observed when you're alone.
So you can only hide for so long before people eventually find you. Being able to get lost again is where the true skill comes in. Just like, I noticed after you put some, well, let's just get it all out there. I noticed after you put some new items on, and when we were talking about stones, you kind of had the same reaction toward me asking questions and when you looked at me. So I'll be honest with you. I don't think you're exactly telling the truth about whatever that item did for you or not having a stone. Let's just air it all out now. We're alone. It can be our little secret here.
Secrets. I have made it my calling, rather, to suss out and or be confessed to the darkest truths of many people's lives and existence. But some secrets are worth keeping. Our recent acquisition at the Duke's Manor has given me a preternatural ability to see to the truth of a person. When I look upon you, I see you as you are, not as you wish to be perceived, which I think is not a common experience for you, I assume. I can't confess to know the true nature of the effect or magic or whatever it is. You strike me as someone who goes to great lengths to protect their secret, and as someone who likely has a decent enough reason for doing so. Call it a mutual understanding that I choose not to press you or divulge this information to anyone else.
Well, I do greatly appreciate that, because this is one of the, as I've come to know it now, assets that helps me in my line of work. So, not telling others would be greatly appreciated. But you must know that in my line of work, it's also very hard to trust anyone, especially when you know they aren't necessarily telling the whole truth. Maybe a partial truth, maybe a partial lie, but not the whole truth. And that's unfortunately why, with all the goings on of Damodar and the dragons and the stone, why I keep pressing you about your stone. I don't know why you would want to hide something like that. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Not everyone who blends in is hiding. There are many reasons to keep secrets. As for the stone,
Well,
consider you are not incorrect. I wouldn't recommend trusting anyone. Right? Nor am I convinced that anybody in our party has told the entire truth about anything. Not so much trust, but mutually assured destruction. I've not betrayed your secret.
yes, you have me at a disadvantage here, because you do have something that I do hold dear.
I would assume that keeps the matter settled.
I assume so, but I also assume it's only a matter of time before something happens and the rest of the group finds out the secret, my secret. And once that happens, there's nothing over my head anymore. And I'll tell you, as far as telling the... Sorry, go ahead.
I suppose if that time comes, then we will have to perhaps have this conversation again.
Perhaps. And then as far as telling the truth goes, other than appearance, telling the truth so you can remember your story. It's much easier than trying to tell a bunch of lies and forgetting who you've told what.
True. You can tell as much truth as possible, or you can just be very consistent with what you tell people.
Guess I'll leave it alone for now, so that my secret stays my secret.
I am sorry that I could not sate your curiosity.
It's okay. I'm sure the time will come. I'm sure the time will come. Until then, I appreciate you keeping my secret for me.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Now that that's settled.
I feel like there's some shots thrown in over there, and
Yeah.
that was rude.
I have never lied to either one of you motherfuckers.
There were shots thrown in the.
What?
into the fire.
Excuse me.
Okay, so I do want to say a PA public announcement. So one of the things, searching through players' items and stuff, that was one of the things. Like Jax, it looked like you were looking for an opening for that. Just know that does cross like a little bit of a line, but it's kind of you're getting information stuff. So part of this is that Kalan is actually a very insightful character. Your travel time for like 3 days, and you both decide to ride on the same wagon together. So I'm going off of inferences and just saying Kalan's going to see some tension, it's going to see some stuff, and goes, I don't want to ride with you both, if you're going to continue to be kind of silent to each other. Jax, you're just like staring at Caden. He's going to take his armor off, right? So I could get into the items, right? So that's part of this. This is what's triggering the conversation. Instead of like having discourse here. And at that point, after we have discourse, if you do want to pursue actions, if you feel it necessary, just know it has to be kind of mutually agreed upon. Because looking through so many items, just like going through player versus player combat, it's kind of that same level of thing, right? And one party's not really willing to it, then you kind of have some things. But when you're having a conversation about this and stuff, pretty sure based on DMs and stuff that should be, if we're going to go that route, I think that it's definitely mutual at this point. So
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Totally fine.
So just want to
Yeah, I mean, and to that fact, I'm not just going to go through like all of his gear randomly. Like I'm looking for something specific.
Yes.
Doing
Gotcha.
it. I wouldn't care about the rest of the stuff.
And that's what I was kind of getting. I was getting that from you. I just know we're gonna go to the next level of it. So I just want to make that announcement before we get to that. So just make sure you're both mutually.
He has me rocking a hard spot right now. So
yeah,
he has me in that rocking a hard spot
yeah,
right now.
Now he does. Yeah.
So we're gonna see where this goes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and finish up the session here. I know some of you probably get off, and some of you probably had some pretty crazy work days today. Long work days, so I want to make sure that we get a chance for we get some experience going here, because we are going to go through a level up. So if 792 experience each, that's 14,687 experience total. You don't have to level up right now. You can always level up before the next session, or before we have the next session on Friday, or you can actually just message me if you need to get access to the server, and then I can always kind of put it onto your world, right? You can level up then. And then, of course, if you have any questions on leveling up or anything, you can always ask me then. Without further ado, I'm going to get the stream closed so those who can leave can leave. Thank you so much for watching us. Really appreciate it for Group 9. Check us out on Fridays at 5 p.m. PDT. Today we started late because we had players just kind of funneling later than usual. So thanks so much. Appreciate it. Bye.
Bye, chat.
Bye.